A very good morning to everyone. We welcome all the participants for today's Corporate Connect, an industry intuition interaction initiative. New product development is the process of bringing a new product into the marketplace. Innovative businesses thrive by understanding what their market wants, making smart products improvements, and developing new products that meet and exceed their customers' expectations. To know more about new product development in FMCG industry, we have with us today Mr. Amit Kumar, founder of Akshanova, DGM Corporate Marketing for Mother Dairy Fruits and Vegetables Private Limited, Noida. We welcome you, sir. I also welcome our beloved director, Dr. AGV Narayanan, Chief Executive Captain Sendil Kumar, faculty members, students, and participants from other institutions. Now I request my friend Shanmugapriya to introduce the speaker.
Good morning, everyone. Mr. Amit Kumar is having a diverse experience in marketing for over 20 years. He worked on brands addressing wide demographics from kids to adults. He started his career in client servicing and became a brand manager in 2004. He worked on the CHOCOPIE launch in India. In 2008, he became the senior brand manager at 3M India Ltd. In 2010, he became the product manager of Brittania Industries Limited. He was a group brand manager of Kevin Kare in 2012. In 2014, he became the Deputy General Manager at Mother Dairy Fruit and Vegetables Private Limited. He leads the Blue Ocean project at Mother Dairy. In 2010, he was globally awarded for the Best Practice Project at 3M India Limited. In 2014, he is awarded the winner of All India Management Association, the Best Project Campaign of Marketing Practices. His skills were team management, market research, and business development. He has a wide industry knowledge in brand and product management, market planning, customer insights, and FMCGs. He admires everything that is around innovation. Now, he is a founder of Akshanova, which is an online platform for young marketing professionals who want to learn the practical aspects of marketing. I welcome you, sir. I request you to take over the session.
Thank you. Thank you, students, for that lovely introduction. And before I begin, I just want to know, am I audible? Is it audible? Okay, thank you. So before I begin, first I want to, thank Narayanan sir and DJ Academy. And there's a reason behind this. Before this, I was just having a word with sir. And see what happens, we learn from people. So we learn from people, we learn through interactions. So unless we interact with people, and you'd have seen like when you are growing at home also, you interact with your parents, your friends, your colleagues, your brothers, sisters, whatever, and you learn from them. There are small things which happens in house and you observe how your parents, solve those problems. And that's how we learn. So there are certain right decisions, certain wrong decisions, and that's how we happen. But because of pandemic, that part was restricted largely. And this is the reason why I'm thanking, DJ Academy and Narayanan sir in particular, because he's getting many people from India. It's not only me. I'm not thanking for myself only. I'm thanking because through the interaction, I have realized he has got many industry leaders, many opinion leaders, many subject matter experts who have got very rich and wide, experience in different industries, in different fields. Then what happens as a student, you are sitting in a place and then you are getting the precise, concise, knowledge, the vast knowledge from different sources. Because see, whatever we learn, even whatever I'm learning through mistakes. But when we are sharing something with you, we are filtering out the mistakes and sharing the good part with you. These are the good things or these are the good practices. So this actually is very important session. So I would request and I would, urge you to attend these sessions. Not only today, so is now whoever is there, but I'm saying for future, please find time to, learn from these sessions, because that's the best way you can learn. Because all the professors are teaching you great things, they are teaching you great subjects, but unless you get into the practical aspects also, you will not be able to correlate it with, between the theory and the applied part. So this is the best way to you. So I really thank Narayanan sir, DJ Academy, for providing this opportunity for the students, and which is why you will have a great future. I'm sure you'll have a great future. And thank you, Sri Raman sir, for helping me out yesterday and also today. Thank you so much. So without taking much time, I will just proceed with my presentation, because it will be slightly a longer one. So let me share the screen. Yeah, this one. Is it visible? Yeah. So this would be somewhere around 50 odd slides. So we'll go fast and slow in between. And we'll take the questions towards the end if that works well with us. I have just minimized the screen. So in case anything goes on, so I'm not able to see now, I'm just minimizing it for better clarity. So in case anything happens, or if you want to say something, you can please unmute and then tell me so that I can get into that. So today's topic, the thing I'm going to talk about is on new product development in FMCG industry. This will be more from the practical perspective, how things happen, whatever I have seen and learned over the past few years. This is the flow of presentation. First part, I'll be talking about why do we do NPD? Why do we need to have this NPD process? Then the second section will be discussing about when do we do new product development, where all we need it. And then the third one is what exactly is NPD, the process itself. And then I'll be sharing a couple of examples. Most of them are from which I was associated with. So, and then we'll be concluding this with the Q&A section. So before we begin into this NPD, first I want to ask one thing, and this question is for the students only, that what do you think NPD is all about? Just let's be very quick. Let's not think too much. So do you think NPD is about doing things fast? Do you think NPD, when I'm saying NPD is new product development, now I'll be using NPD only. So NPD is about doing things fast, doing things economically. Is NPD about doing things uniquely? Or NPD is about being the first mover or having the first mover advantage? Or NPD is about, providing best quality or being ahead of time or making the best? So what is NPD all about? So any student, I want only one of the students to answer this. What NPD is all about? Someone should answer, no? Anyone? No one?
There is in chat, sir. Lokeshwaran has mentioned.
First, I won't be able to chat, sir, look at the chat. So if you can help me read it out, because now I'm looking at the screen.
Yeah. Mega has told economically. Lokeshwaran has mentioned first mover.
Okay. So whatever you have mentioned, so none of them are actually correct. So actually it may include a few of these things, but it is not that we do just to make something economical. For example, if I make a mobile phone very cheap, and you have cheap, or when I'm saying cheap doesn't mean cheap in negative, I'm saying economically cheaper phones. Do you think that sells more than any other branded or kind of Apple phone? It might not be selling that much, even though it is very cheap. We also don't buy it. One more thing before I proceed, one more thing I want to tell everyone. When I am talking or mentioning a word consumer, so because this word I'll be using a lot often in this discussion, the moment I say consumer, don't think of some alien thing as consumer, that somebody is a consumer and we are the marketing students, or we are the students of DJ Academy, nothing like that. We all are consumers because we all buy something, whatever you're buying, something like tea, soap, or whatever you're buying, you're buying. So we all are consumers. So assuming you buy mobile phone, do you buy mobile phone just because it is cheap? Or just because you'll buy a phone because it is looking very unique or some unique color? So you don't buy for all this. So why we do NPD? Actually NPD is all about delighting consumers. So basically we are trying to solve a consumer problem. So that is the essence. If, for example, if you go to a supermarket store and you see a huge queue, and that is a pain area, that you don't want a long queue. So you want to buy quickly, do the billing and move out of the store. So standing in the queue is a pain point. So then in that case, the fast movement or quick billing is actually a solution. Not that quick is a solution, but because there is a pain point for the consumer, you are trying to solve that problem using one of those metrics. So that is what about. So we'll be talking a lot about consumer. NPD is about delighting your consumers by solving their problem. There are many definitions of NPD, but this is how I define it basis whatever I have learned, whatever I have seen, whatever I have observed. So this is my definition. The way I put it is NPD is a value creation process, and I have highlighted the important words in the parentheses. So NPD is a value creation process by which an organization solves a consumer's pain, and I have put measure, I'll explain this, profitably within organization's vision. So now what happens? You are creating value. So you take something, you take inputs, you take whatever. If you're manufacturing, let's say an aloo tikki, you take potato, you take various ingredients, you do this processing, and then you make this aloo tikki. You are making any other thing, you take the raw materials, you take the inputs, you take the ingredients, you process it, and you create value to that. So that is value creation. Solving a consumer problem. So consumer is having pain point, for example, and why I have written major. So we have certain pain points. But if the pain point is not so major, so it is not troubling us a lot, then that solution will also not delight me. For example, if earlier during our times, earlier we used to get a lot of inland, the letters or the envelopes through the courier or through post. So how do we open an envelope? We just tear it and take out the letter from inside. So, but there used to be a letter opening knife. So you can use that particular knife and you can cut it, slit the edges properly, and then you can open the letter. And then also, in fact, I still have that stapler removing pin. So it's kind of, sorry, the pin removing that thing is there. So if that you have something stapled, so you can just use that thing and you can remove the pin easily. Now, these two problems, opening an envelope or removing the stapled thing from the envelope, are not very major pain point in my life or in consumer's life that I can't, I won't survive without solving these two problems. So it's not a very major point. So even if the company or some brands are providing me a knife to open an envelope or something to, remove the stapler pin, I'm not that much interested. I don't pay that much attention to that because that's not a very major pain point for me. But maybe when I'm studying outside as a student, I am going to DJ Academy or anywhere else and I'm studying and I'm not able to talk to my parents. So I have to frequently talk to my parents. So for that, assume I need a mobile phone for that. Or even during pandemic, I'm doing my classes because there are a lot of online classes happening and I need to connect with, the professors and the teachers at DJ Academy. So I need a device to connect to those lectures or to those sessions. So I need a device. So then the pain becomes major because you need a mobile phone or that digital device to connect to the parents or to connect to the coaching classes or to DJ Academy for the lessons. So that becomes your major. So then you can't do without this. So definitely you look forward for a solution, whether you buy a laptop, whether you buy a mobile, whether you buy a whatever. So that is secondary, but definitely that you try to solve that problem. So that's what I was trying to explain. The pain has to be major. If the pain is minor, you might do away with that. Then this one is for the company, organization. They want to solve any problem, profitability. That is very obvious. If it is not profitable, they will not get into that venture. And within the organization's vision, this is very important. Many times we try to solve a problem, but sometimes, especially the senior management, will realize that whatever we are trying to do, this doesn't meet the company's, long-term vision. And then they don't agree to that. I'll come to this point later when I move to the one example. I'll give one 3M example where this thing also happened, and then you learn from that. So let me proceed, and I will come back to this just a couple of slides later. So before getting into what is NPD, I have tried to put why do we do it section before. This is because many times I have seen that when we teach something, for example, when we have learned mathematical operations, that plus, divide, multiply, subtract, all this. If I teach you add 2 + 2 means 4, just memorize it. Memorizing will not, help you understand. But if we tell, if we have got 2 chocolates and your friend gives you 2 more chocolate, and then how much chocolate you get, so then you do this addition, and then you understand why it is used, where it is used, what is the end results. When the kid understand that, then actually the learning becomes better and easier. So which is why before getting into NPD, I have put this section where I'll explain why do we do this, and then we'll come to the NPD section. So NPD helps us improve the brand image. Again, taking that, and in this course, I will be taking different random examples because people understand different things and we are coming from different backgrounds. So I'll be taking different examples. So again, for a mobile phone, Apple is a very premium brand. Everyone knows it, and it is a very aspirational brand in the mobile phone category, or even Samsung. So why it is there? Because they have got a very good brand image. Every year in September, October, maybe Apple iPhone will launch something. So maybe they'll launch some, I don't know what is the current version going on, maybe Apple 12, 13, 14. They'll launch something. Whatever they launch, there'll be a lot of people, even before getting to know what they're going to launch, they will plan to buy it. They'll plan to buy it. Before seeing, before trying, they will know, because that's the trust they have. The trust is very important factor. They know whatever they are going to do, that will be good for me. So that's the kind of brand image that people create, and that is very important. And you can reach that level if you have very successful NPDs. So if your products are successful, one after the another, every product is successful, every product is a hit, then you become a brand image. And whatever I'm talking, certain concepts are not only applicable in product, it is applicable in other things also. We all are also brand. We all human beings are brands. So we know, we judge people by their face. For example, if you are talking to somebody in your house, you know that if this particular person, like my father or mother, if they are saying, I know that what they are saying is absolutely right. I don't have to cross check. But if somebody else, unknown person, is telling you the same thing, you might know, I don't know this brand. I don't know. He is a stranger. He or she, whoever is a stranger. The person said something. Let me figure out what he or she said is right or wrong. So then it's not an established brand. So humans are also brand. Like when I first came to Chennai, I think 2004 or 5, I saw huge posters of, Shivaji, Rajnikant's, this thing. So I realized what kind of brand he is. He's a massive brand. So there are many brands like that. It also helps, to create new consumers. So if you are a good brand, you will be able to recruit new consumers every year. For example, even again going back to Apple mobile phone, every year people are getting into work, they get job, like from MBA students, from DJ Academy also, many students will be getting into, from the student to work life shift. So the moment you get into work, you tend to buy many things. And then, so they also recruit new consumers. So that is because of age progression. Also they shift. For example, I have been using, let's say, Samsung mobile phone for so many years. And for the last 2-3 years, I'm seeing that, yes, actually Apple is providing better solution. So why not buy that? I'm just giving for example, or it can go vice versa, or anywhere to anywhere. But people do change. They change the brands because they observe some other brand doing well and solving the problems in a better way. So that's how they solve, they add new consumers. This also, I will be sharing one more example from the agri or the commodity part. Then on the profitability part, it also helps to improve profit. Whatever I'm saying, all of these I'm going to touch in the subsequent slides. It helps improve profitability of the brand or for the organization. And this one is for us, for people who are working on that self-actualization. See, in the career, in your life, we all will be doing many things. So many things we'll be doing. But there are always few things in your life also that you would actually cherish. You'll always remember, maybe winning a cricket match, or getting that man of the match trophy, or winning one of the competition, any quiz or anything, or music or any competition you would have won, or getting into some good academy, getting admission there, or anything, getting highest in maths, anything you would have achieved, you will feel very happy about that. And that moment you'll always remember. Similarly, when you're working, you'll achieve certain things which will always make you happy. So that actually is a self-actualization, that you always feel happy and proud to be associated with that. For example, CHOCOPIE, when CHOCOPIE was launched, I was part of that journey. So I also feel very happy that, yes, I am part of that story when this thing happened. And like that, there are many other stories like purple glue stick coming in India, dehydrated onion. So, so you feel happy and proud to be associated with those things. So you feel very good. So these are the few things, benefits that you get. Now I'll be explaining few concepts, how it helps, in extending the NPD process. Now, Dole is a brand in US. They are essentially into banana. Banana is an agri commodity. See, this agri thing I love a lot. So because that is very interesting, very unique. So this is very, very unique and very interesting agri commodities. So like banana, for example, if you think of banana, you'll think only banana. Yelagi is when banana is banana, what to think on that. But you see, this brand has extended one ingredient. into so many different formats. Everything that you see on screen is actually made from banana. So there's fresh banana, there's a banana salad, this is banana ice cream, and this is associated with Disneyland. You can see it there. Then you have banana whipped cream, your banana slices, banana crispy fruits, chips, smoothies, juice, so many things. There are a few more which I'm not putting in slide, but just to make the point clear, that one ingredient is, put it across so many things. Assuming you are the brand person in that, assuming you work this, just for assumption, assuming you are a brand here, and you have done everything, how happy and how proud you will feel when you see this slide that I was a part of this journey who actually made this happen. And number two, the industry will look on you as such an innovative person who can think of so many unique ideas which can delight consumers. That's what you are doing, and that's what people or the industry will be happy about. So that's what you have achieved. So you will be very happy but this you can do if you know the process right. It can't happen on trial and error process. I'll do something and something will happen. No, that's what I'm going to explain you, the NPD process. You have to know the process, why you are doing whatever you are doing. So this is on that. Now another example I will show you from India. You would have seen Amul or any other. Amul I have put for reference, but you can take any dairy brand like Mother Dairy, where I was working, Amul or any other brand. They have so many varieties, so many different things coming out of one commodity, which is milk. Similarly, I have recently seen Dhampur, maybe there could be few more, but this is what I was trying to tell you in commodity, and particularly in India, when commodity is growing so fast and we have such tremendous, potential to grow in future, this NPD integration can take us here. We can create many, assuming there is a rice here. Rice is also coming. Now you have Sona Masuri, Sona chip, and Sona chip is a potato. You have Sona rice, then you have Basmati variant 1, 2, 3, extra long, this long, that long. Then you have daily, everyday Basmati, you have Rosanna, you have so many things. So in Basmati also you can create, you have a rice for, what is that? Different dishes, that pulao rice, then you have that kheer rice, payasam, kheer rice, then you have that biryani. Yeah, I was trying to recollect that word, biryani, sorry. So I'm sorry, it's very hot here. The AC is not working. So I'll be frequently drinking water and using this. Sorry about this. It's very hot here. So, so that's what you can create. And think of any other commodity, onion, tomato, potato, anything you can do. I'll be sharing few of them today because that's what actually is so interesting and so creative. So that's what you can achieve. This potato example came here only. So it helps you improve profitably also. How? Assuming you are selling only potatoes, what is the market price you can sell? So maybe it's just about 20-30 rupees per kg, just about around that, somewhere around that. It will have a short shelf life, low margin. So this is what you'll do. But the moment you value add, you do value addition and you convert into, let's say, tikki, aloo tikki or something else, then immediately potato becomes value-added potato, and then the consumer price goes up at least 10 times. Now it sells at around 250 to 300 per kg. It has a very long shelf life, higher margin as compared to this. So many things changes. And here, whatever effort you are doing, let's say this is from my farm. Let's say my name is Amit Kumar, and this is Amit Kumar potato. So there's no branding. You consume it like this. Amit Kumar, just like aloo, then khatam, finished. But the moment I get into this, you will have a branded pack which will have Amit Kumar, aloo tikki, this, that, whatever is written here. And then you start developing your brand also. You start, telling your consumer, this is what this brand means, this is what the quality is, this is what this is how it helps you. So that helps in creating your brand also. Now, this last line is extremely important. And if you have a notebook or anything, you can please note it down. I'll just explain. I'll have a sip of water and I'll explain what NPD helps. This last line. This is very important. What happens? Think yourself as a consumer and think of the same example, what we are seeing above, the potato and aloo tikki. Assuming we manufacture, assuming I am selling potatoes and you are the consumer. I come and tell you my potatoes are best. They are made in best farm. They have best, I am following best agricultural practices. These are purely organic. This has the best taste and everything. Everything I put all the adjectives and put best, best and good, good. Everything is good. And I tell you, whereas the normal market price is 20-30 rupees a kg, my potatoes are for 70 rupees a kg because I'm doing everything good. So you have to pay 70 rupees. Market rate is this. What will happen? Immediately, people will compare this. Oh, in market I'm getting for 20 rupees and this Amit fellow, he's selling it for 70 rupees. He's saying something it is good, but I don't want that so many good things. I'm okay with buying 20 rupees only. So they don't buy. Why? Because there is a market reference. You can compare it with another reference. But the moment this reference is removed, then as a consumer, you are not able to compare the rate. The moment you're not able to compare the rate, then you think, okay, that must be the case. And I'll give you an example because this is a practical learning session. I'll give you an example from my own reference as far as possible, my own experience. So when we had launched CHOCOPIE, that was around 2007. During that time also, the cost for one CHOCOPIE, one piece of CHOCOPIE was 10 rupees. Even now, it is 10 rupees only. I assume it is 10 rupees. I have not taken it very recently, but till before lockdown, it was 10 rupees only. So assume it is 10 rupees. So now imagine 2007, and even after 14, 15 years, the price is still 10 rupees. So can you imagine how costly it would be during that launch? But because you don't have a reference point, assuming there was an Amit pie available during that same time, and it has exactly same features like the CHOCOPIE, then you can always compare that other pie is selling for 2 rupees, this fellow is selling for 10 rupees. So I think it is costly. But if you don't have a comparison, then you just go for it because you don't know what is the correct price. So it actually helps, this value addition helps you disconnect the price reference from current offering. If you are able to disconnect the price reference from market, you would be able to command premium. If you are not able to disconnect the price, like this example of potato, you will not be able to, command a premium. And this actually is applicable in most of the agri commodities, be it pulses, rice, anything. The moment you market, the moment you brand it and try to bring some uniqueness, like for example, but within the category, again, there is, for example, a normal rice and a basmati rice. Basmati rice will be costly, but that happens in the loose market also. In open category also, the basmati would be costlier than the regular one. So the point I'm trying to drive is you'll have to do a price disconnect from market by this value addition. If you are able to do it, you'll be able to command a premium. So that is very important. Now I'll give you that thing I was talking about. How do we gain consumers? Initial slide I mentioned about gaining consumers. So I'll give you example from dairy, mother dairy only. So not mother dairy, any dairy industry, the same thing happens. How we gain consumers. So when operation, that milk revolution started, when it started way back, then what happened? Dr. Kurian was, trying to form the cooperatives, get the farmers together, getting the, basic infra ready. So when the farmers were coming initially, the cooperatives used to, collect milk and sell milk, collect milk and sell milk. So they are getting milk and selling milk also. But as the movement grew, the collection improved. So now you'll have to find ways to market that extra procured quantity. And see, this problem is in, when I'm talking about milk, you can also think of other commodities also. You would have seen or read or heard, like sometimes in few years, we'll have excess tomato production, but there's no market and farmers, are just throwing it at 50 paisa. They're not able to sell even at 50 paisa. Even same for cauliflower, same for some other like onions. So few years, the market, actually when the production is high, the yield is high, you're not able to sell it. And in the other years, during other times, when the yield is low, you are not able to, the market goes up. Like you would have read a couple of years back, the pulses rate were like 3 times, the onion rate goes off 3-4 times, similarly with tomatoes and like that. So why there is so much of imbalance? Because obviously the consumption side remains constant. You consume same amount of tomatoes, onion, salt, sugar, whatever. More or less it is similar. You can't, vary it drastically. But so consumption remaining constant and production going up and down will always create this imbalance. So how it's solved, and this is a beautiful way of solving it, and similar thing can be done in other categories. So then after that, what is the problem? So other problem is, if you don't buy, assuming there is an excess production from farmers, and if you say now I already have sufficient, I don't want to buy milk, then what will farmers do? They have taken it as a very perishable commodity. So if you go and they reject it, they are not able to sell it. So they lose that trust. Again and again, I'm saying trust is very important. So if they lose the trust, why will they come tomorrow when you need them? So that trust is broken. So what happened? They started creating new markets. So now whatever they are getting, whatever they're able to source, they will not say no to the procurement side. The same thing happens on coconut also. If you are in Kerala, you'll see Kerala has huge coconut production, this thing. If somebody is running a coconut mill or coconut, what is that? Coconut oil brand, they are selling coconut brand. So they are buying it from farmers. And if today they say, okay, I'll buy, and tomorrow they say, I don't want to buy from you because I have excess, the person will not come. So we'll have to find different ways of, creating newer markets. So now coming to milk, earlier they were selling only milk. Then they got into different formats, like they continue to sell milk. Then also they got into curd, milk formats, other products. One ingredient, earlier it was one product, now they have many products. Then as it grew further, they got into various formats. Within milk, now you have full tone, double tone, skimmed, cow, buffalo. I don't know what all will come here. It will keep coming. It will keep on increasing. Similarly here, now you have curd. Within curd, now you have the low fat curd, medium fat curd, high fat curd, then you have lassi, then you have salted lassi, then you have plain lassi, you have tadka lassi, whatever. Chach also, you have different formats. Sorry, lassi is not tadka. That sweet lassi, flavored lassi, this, that, tadka, you have chach and all that thing. Then you have got milk formats. You have powder milk, ESL, extra shelf life milk packs. Then you have Tetra Pak, condensed milk, and so on and so forth. Similarly, in products, you have ghee, ice cream, sweets, paneer, butter, cheese. Now, what happens? Assume for a moment that milk is consumed in my house for, let's say, kid consumes, let's say, 80% of the milk in the house, which I get. Then balance 20 is consumed little bit in tea and balance that in drinking. Assume, for a moment, let's assume this happens. So if I continue to sell this, only the kid is consuming 80%, the others are not consuming. But the moment I get into curd also, for a moment, let's assume, then what happens? Milk is consumed 80% by the kid, but curd is consumed, let's say, by 70% or 60% by the adults. Even kids consume curd. Then in let's say we get into ice cream. Mostly, let's say 80% of the youth consume ice cream. That the elderly people will consume less. Only the kid and youth will consume more. So then this is focusing on that. So can you see that every item that you see actually is focusing on a different set of consumers? Somebody would want very health conscious would maybe buy a skimmed milk or double toned or no fat milk. Somebody will buy curd, somebody will prefer sweet, somebody will prefer ice cream. So now it is actually appealing to so many different consumer groups, so many different type of people. So you are recruiting consumers from every single stream. Every single person is actually being added to your offering, and hence you enhance your consumer base. Similar example, I was talking about that banana example, that Dole banana, and similarly you can do it for other brands. So this is how you not only gain consumers, and this is how okay, I'll come to the next slide. I will tell you how it helps you solve that RM problem. That RM is raw material sourcing problem. So innovation recruits new consumer as well as consumption within household. Now coming to this RM balance, which is a raw material, which I was talking about. If you are sourcing milk and today you have excess sourcing or less sourcing or excess, like when you're talking about the vegetables or pulses or tomatoes, onions, whatever, if the yield is more, maybe this year, I'm hopeful this year the production will be higher. So if the yield is higher, so then we should have market also for that. And that is where marketing students and marketing people would come. And that is your role, which is why I'm taking this much time and effort in explaining these things, that tomorrow you should be able to, drive these kind of innovations, these kind of product development formats to drive India towards, a higher, and maybe put India on the top of the global map in a couple of years from now. So milk, so how do we solve this problem? So if we have got excess production or less production, less yield, the sourcing is less, or if the sourcing is more, how do we solve this? This RM is raw material. So we use this as in the industry, RM is used in our language. So assuming, so what happens, we create kind of a virtual hierarchy. Now this, whatever I'm going to show you now, is not the real one. I'm just showing it for example, for reference, and it is not watertight that only it will happen like this, but just for an example and to explain you in very simple way, that let's assume we create a hierarchy. This is kind of a ladder. We can go up or down. So how it happens, if you get excess, assume these are all buckets. These are all buckets and there is a hole here. So if this bucket fills, from this hole, this water will come here. It will fill this bucket. Another hole is there, then it will fill here, and like this, it will keep flowing down. So how it happens? When you are getting milk supply, you keep filling this. So you first, because my first priority is supplying milk, because milk comes under essential commodity. So you will have to provide milk to everyone. It is very essential for everyone, for kids, for growth and development. So then you can't deny milk. So milk is very important. So first priority is this. If this bucket is full and you have got excess milk now procured or sourced, then you try, again, this is not in that order. I'm just trying to explain this concept. So then let's say you prioritize curd and ice cream. So then you fill curd and ice cream. Now, if that is also full, now you don't want more curd and cream, then you make it into ghee and paneer. And if this is also full, then let's say chaach or let's say sweets. Like that, you put a hierarchy. So you notice all the major brands, be it Avin or be it Nandini in Karnataka or be it any other brand. So they might have reduction in your sweet supply. Like when I was in Bangalore, I used to like that Nandini Peda and that Dharwad Peda, I think. So I used to love that, but sometimes it is not available. Why? If the sourcing, the milk sourcing is less, so then maybe they will focus here. And if it is available, then they will manufacture this also. Though manufacturing and the sweets will have more margin, priority like this. Okay, so this is how they do. So you can do a prioritization of your raw material. Value creation, Mahalingam.
Yeah.
Maybe we can mute the mic now. Thank you so much. So value creation and hierarchy can help solve these kind of market problems. Now, is it clear till this point? Is it clear, simple? My voice is audible, everything is okay so far? I can't see anything.
Yeah, perfect, sir. No problem.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much.
Perfect, Amit.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. So now what happens? Now this slide, what I'm trying to tell another thing. How do we refresh and retain? Just pause it for a moment here. We, as a consumers, we all are consumers and we buy certain things. So it's a study, and we also know, don't forget about the study. You know yourself very well. If you are consuming something, your favorite thing, you get bored over a period of time. For example, let's assume you like to drink cold, let's say Maaza. You love to drink Maaza. And let's say you're drinking Maaza every time. Every day you're drinking Maaza. So then what happens over a period of time? You get bored. Yeah, every time I'm drinking Maaza, I want to try something else. And in food, this is a very, very common, very basic insight that Indian, at least in India, I don't know about other parts of the world, but most likely it will be similar, that as far as food is concerned, we want to have different taste. All the taste should be good. I'm not saying bad taste. Good taste, but different things. So today I want to eat something, tomorrow I want to eat something new. You don't eat the same vegetables every day. You tend to change that. So similarly, in foods as well as in the cosmetics and the personal product industry, consumers want to change. They want to try different things. So what brand does? They offer very different varieties within that within their brand. So for example, and if you take like for example this Kurkure Masala Munch, this is their the basic offering. This might, I don't have the number, but I'm sure this variant would be selling about 80%. More than 80% of sales will come only from this. But still, sorry, let's focus on this part first. We'll come to this part next. So this is the basic one. The other one are different flavors. So there's a green chutney flavor, Hyderabadi, some flavor, some chili chatkara, tomato, something. So you have different flavors, because if you are bored with masala and you want to try something, why not try from my basket only? Try chili chatkara, try green chutney, try something else. So that even if you want to experiment something, you experiment from within myself only. Because number of people, number of consumers buying this are huge. Every day they are buying so many consumers are buying this. If the brand allows the consumer to try different products, different brands, slowly they will lose them. So they want them to experiment, and they always come back. So if you are consuming masala on regular basis, you might try out green chutney one day and Hyderabad another day, but again you will come back to this basic thing only. You go out for experiment, but you come back to the same brand. So then they have more offerings within their own brand, so that the consumers are retained by the brand. So this is the flavor part. Now you see the different formats, which is on this side. Again, everything is kurkure. Now this is the kurkure, what we call kurkure as that whatever tera mera munch thing. Then you have achari masti, those triangles. Then you have some navaratna mix. Then you have some puffcorn and some another thing, solid masti, masala. I don't know what some. So now these are different formats. Now you want different taste. These are the option. You want different format. These are the option. But whether taste or format, you should buy kurkure. That's what they are trying to do. And how is it achieved? Using new product development process during the NPD process. Because with that, they have created so many variants, so many offers, so many flavors, and so many formats. I hope this point is clear now. So let me get to the next one. What would go wrong if you don't follow NPD? So what may go wrong? So the first thing is that the product would be, or the brand or the even organization would be dead. And few examples I have put, like when I was small, there are so many Indian television brands. So there was Sonodyne, Konark, EC, I don't even remember. There's so many television brands were there. But most of them, BPL, so many brands are not available. Either they are not available or they are not that big as what it used to be then. So then we have not changed ourselves to the current times. Then HMT. I had my first watch was HMT. Now that is not available. Hindustan Motors, that ambassador cars and all that. So things are not available if you don't innovate. Not for me. From the consumer's perspective, they stop if you don't live it to the current times. For example, your taste is different from my taste maybe. So if brands are not offering something which actually suits to your taste, you may not buy that. I might be buying during my time, but you might not buy it. So then you will distance yourself from the brand. So brands keep changing themselves. They keep renovating. They keep changing their offering to keep it contemporary, to keep it current with the current consumers. Obviously, the profit crunch, because over a period of time, you will tend to become similar, or the other brands will also offer something very similar to you. So then again, as I told in the previous slides, you won't be able to offer any uniqueness in the brand, and hence you won't be able to command any premium. So there's a profitability crunch. So then how do we improve profitability and other things with NPD? That let's see. When we need NPD and how NPD impacts on the product. This is the second section. So NPD is basically, again, this is not in books. I'm telling you from my experience. We do NPD for two broad things. One is when we innovate something, or the other one is when we renovate. By innovate, I mean that we are offering something new. By renovate, which means we are modifying something existing. That the words in blue, the blue box, modify and renew. It need not be new to the world. It doesn't mean, by saying this, I'm not saying that the brand should launch something new to the world every year or every day. It's not possible to launch something new to the world. But by new and by modify, I mean new to the company, new to the brand. For example, I am selling only potato chips so far. I'm Amit brand, and I'm selling only potato chips. And tomorrow I decide for some reason that I'm going to launch Amit brand cold drink. Chips and cold drink. Chips I'm already selling. I want to do cold drink. Now this cold drink is not a new thing to the world. It already exists. There are so many brands selling cold drink. But it is new for me because when I'm saying my organization, my company, my brand, my team would be doing this for the first time. They'll be talking to the vendors, they'll be talking to the suppliers, they'll be learning what kind of packaging will go, they will be learning so many things. We might have to buy some plants and machinery, we might have to hire resources. So many things will be done for the first time to launch this particular thing, which is new to the organization. Hence, it is an innovative project for the company. Whereas renovate is, again, in the same example, if I have got that Amit brand chips, and I'm doing some changes to the chips. So like I'm changing a flavor, new flavor. or something new in that new format. So then that same lines, same people would work, I'm saying similar people, similar thought, similar process, similar market, similar sales team, everything remains more or less similar, maybe a little bit here and there. So then it is a renovate project. So these are the two broad reasons why we do. An example I had given here. If a mineral water bottle plans to launch, let's say, Sebuckthorn juice. Sebuckthorn is an ingredient which is found in Leh Ladakh in India, and a cold drink. So what would that be? Will it be innovate or modify this renovate? It will be a what is that? Innovation project, because you are getting into a newer concept. So it is not. It is a bit similar, but it has a lot of different process. The process becomes very different from what you are selling now. So hence it will be an innovative project for the organization. So why do we innovate? So this particular chart is more applicable for the technology-based organizations, or also for like something like your automobiles. So what happens? They offer set of products which keeps changing over a period of time. Products or services or software, whatever you call it, it keeps changing over a period. So what they do, again taking this Apple iPhone example, they launch something every year and they launch it from the top. So it replaces the then prevailing the current brand. It goes down, and this one again further pushes it down, and like this it's just like a waterfall. If you drop water from the top of the staircase, water will keep falling down, it will keep falling down, and it will go out. So similarly, iPhone will, for example, last year in October they launched Apple, I don't remember, I think Apple 12, 13. So before that it was, okay, I have put it here, sorry, I have already put it here. So they have launched Apple iPhone 12. Now that replaced the then existing iPhone 11 Pro, which is the top model. And then the next one was iPhone 11. So the Pro came here, iPhone 11 came here, and it pushed iPhone 10 down. Again, I don't know the exact order. I'm just putting it for maybe there will be some other brands in between also. So I'm sorry for that. Please excuse me. The point I'm trying to tell is that something is introduced at the top, which becomes the latest model or the latest offering, which has the latest feature, the best in class, best in category, whatever, and it replaces the current ones. And the old one, maybe iPhone 5, I don't know, something very old, which is no more relevant to the current times, it is phased out. So then they have a set of offering. So it either comes from the top. Sometimes the brand manager or the team also realizes that over a period of time, I have, there's another staircase emerging in between these two. So let's assume there is another one which has emerged. There are a lot of consumers in between this, or in between this, or in between this. So then what happens? They create a newer version during the launch only from, so it begins from here only. You would have seen. So while launching an iPhone 12 or something, they will also launch something which is, SE, SE or XE, I don't remember. Something which is not at the top, but actually it is a very high value offering for the consumers. So it emerges from the middle. Now, how it offers and creates that brand image, because this product is fantastic. Everybody would wait for this product, the top one. But what happens, people who can't afford to buy this, let's say 1 lakh kind of a mobile phone, they are waiting here. So they wait for this phone to come down to this level and then they buy it. For example, somebody would be buying an iPhone 8 also now, or maybe iPhone 10 also now. But when iPhone 10 was launched a couple of years back, it was 1 lakh rupees. I don't know what is the current rate, but I'm sure that the rate would not be 1 lakh rupees now. So now the people who wanted to buy it, who were eyeing for this kind of a phone, but they couldn't buy it maybe, let's say 2 years back, now would buy it easily here. So now recruiting that consumer, I was talking about adding the consumer. So now what happened this year when iPhone 12 was launched, the few people bought this, and other people who couldn't buy it, couldn't afford to buy this, or were buying for a better phone, they have purchased this also. So you're adding consumers at every level every year. It's not that you are adding consumers only here. By launching a new product at the top, you not only add consumers at the top, you add new consumers at every single step. So that's the beauty of this kind of a thing. And similarly, it happens in your automobile, in your two-wheeler, when some new motorcycle is launched, when car is launched. So similar thing happens. Or even your, what is that, laptop. Every year, the brands launch new laptops, new tablets, and all the televisions. So they do this kind of thing. So now this is one. So in this model, in this particular slide, I'm trying to show that how things keeps falling down from top. But innovation need not be only from top to bottom. It is also for static. Like this one is static. Nothing is moving up and down. But here also, in the previous also, as you go up, the price and the performance goes up. Like for this tallest pillar, this will have the best performance and this will have the highest price. Lower, I'm saying lower as compared to this tower. Lower performance, lower price, and like that. So performance and price goes up as you move up. Similarly here also, even though the products are static, the performance goes up as you go up and even the price. Now, in this particular example, the price is not basis the some technology, but it is here the price is basis the key ingredient, which is the fat content. So for example, full fat cream milk might be the costliest one at the top. Then the regular fat milk would be the second one. Then let's say the low fat will be the third one. And then the least fat or no fat would be the bottommost. Now the consumers are not like waiting for it to come down. They buy different things basis their requirement. For example, your mother wants to cook pies today, the kheer. So then assuming she wants a high fat milk. So then she will buy this. Tomorrow she is making something else, some other dish. And for that dish, maybe she needs very low fat. So then she will buy this one. So a consumer will pick different pack basis the need, but they will pay basis the offering. So if you are picking something which has very high fat, you will have to pay a higher price. If you are picking something which has least fat, you will be paying lower price. So this remains same, but the price varies basis performance. So I hope this is clear. This is static, and the earlier one was dynamic. Coming to the renovative project. So why do we renovate? Renovate, as I said, the product exists in the organization, and we are trying to do some basic changes. So there are three types of changes. The first one is revive. By reviving, I mean, so in all three examples, the product actually exists. By revive, I mean, you are doing some very basic and fundamental changes without affecting the product performance. That is very important. The product performance or the product experience by the consumer doesn't change even a bit. For example, when you are changing the color of packaging, when you are doing the logo or design change on the pack. So if you buy any product, let's say you buy a biscuit or a dairy milk, and assuming the design changes or what the text written on the top changes. So for consumer, that chocolate still tastes the same. There's no change in the chocolate, but there's some offer given, some 20% off, this, that, some message is changing. But that message is not changing the consumer experience. But yes, the team, the marketing team, the purchase team, the packaging, they will have to do certain things. So because it is very basic, very, very simple, but still there is a change. The change is there. So then you do this kind of change actually is revive. So when you are doing some basic change without affecting the product performance or product experience. Then the next one is rejuvenate. Rejuvenate means, like the word says, you kind of bring little excitement. Yes, wow, thoda acha laga. I'm slightly happy. So again, it is not changing the product performance, but it may change the product experience. For example, assuming like in Mother Dairy, we also have Dhara. We also have this Dhara brand. Dhara is into oil. So I'll give you an oil example. So for example, when we pour that oil from a 5 liter or 2 liter container to that vessel while cooking, you will see that a few oil will actually come or see from the edge of the container, and then it will make this entire place dirty. Wherever you keep it, it becomes messy. Assume the brand innovates and gets some kind of a nozzle which can be attached to the jar. So then what happens when you are pouring that oil from the container? Because of that nozzle being there, it actually comes out very smoothly. There's no wastage, there's no seepage, there's no mess created while cooking, and you are happy. But if you notice here, the product performance remains the same. The oil is same what was there yesterday and what is now. After this change, the oil doesn't change, your cooking time doesn't change, the taste of the food doesn't change, nothing changes at all. Only thing is the way you are dispensing that oil, actually that changed and you're happy. Assuming you are buying, let's say 5 kg 10 kg atta or rice, and assuming the brand adds some wonderful handle to carry it, now again that handle is not helping you cook that rice or that particular atta, or the taste is changing. It is only helping you to kind of carry it to your house because that is bulky, heavy. So you feel happy. So these changes, small changes makes you happy. It delights you. Or maybe a toothbrush brand may give you a stand to, kind of keep a toothbrush. So, okay, you are happy. Okay, I'm getting a stand. I can put the toothbrush there. But again, the product performance is not changing in any of the example, but you are still happy about that. So that is rejuvenate. Restore is basically when there is some minor problem and you try to bring it back to normal. So like this example, if you are into, orange juice, you are making some juice brand or a milk tetra brand. You go to market, you are in sales, you go to modern trade store and you see that the pack, let's say that the oil juice pack has, let's say 1 year shelf life. And just after 4 months, 5 months, this back is not looking very sturdy. It's looking very flexible on back. It's not looking very strong and sturdy. So it's not looking very neat to the consumer. So you put a complaint that the pack should be solid, should be robust. It has 1 year shelf life. It should stand on the shelf for 1 year. Why it is looking like shaky, limping, very weak? If the brand is looking weak, why will the consumers buy? I want that brand to be strong on shelf, very tight. Assuming you give this feedback, people will work on that. And then they improve the packaging definition. They change the packaging structure and now they make it more sturdy. Now the pack becomes solid and it doesn't, remains solid for, let's say that 10, 12 months. Now, again here, the product performance has not changed. You have changed slightly to, you have modified it slightly to solve a problem. Sorry. You have modified the product packaging slightly to enhance the performance, to solve the problem. There was a problem, you solve the problem. There could be a problem of, let's say that now people are complaining that there is some ingredient which they don't like. Assuming in the juice something is there which I don't like, or this is looking black. This mango juice is supposed to look like that mangoish color, but it is looking slightly dark. So they are giving this feedback. You go back and see that because of some change in raw material or something, this is not working. So again, you do the whatever is not working, you correct it and bring it back to normal. It can be in product also, it can be in packaging also, it can be anything, but it would be very minor. So that minor correction helps you to get back to normal. So that is what is renovate. So these are the two formats where we do. Okay, before I go, I'll just share my this contact details, because in case I am not able to complete my entire thing, or if you feel that something else, this is some further doubt, I'll put it in the chat window. I don't know where the chat window, I'll put it there, and then you can kind of take it from there or write to me. I will try to.
Sir, you should be able to see the chat window, sir.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to see. I'll just paste it here quickly.
Okay.
Now I'm seeing participants. Yeah, got it.
Okay.
So I'm just pasting it here.
Okay.
Oh, it's disabled, it seems.
Pardon, sir?
It is disabled. It's not taking it.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just try one more time. Otherwise, no, I'm not able to type anything.
Okay. No, you should be able to.
Wait.
Okay, maybe I will put it in the end, sir.
Yeah, you can put it.
Okay.
And that would be better because I'm not able to put. I will forward this to you. And then
Okay.
there. Okay. So any question, anything which we are not able to complete later on, we can always connect and we can put it there. So let me come back to the slideshow. Now is it visible?
Yeah, visible.
Yeah. So this I'll share later on. So coming to why do we need NPD process? Now coming to what is NPD? Assume this is a hypothetical question. Now this is again to the students. You have recently joined an organization and the reporting manager asks you to initiate some groundwork to launch COVID immunity booster product. You would have noticed that post-COVID, every brand is offering something related to COVID. Even the garments manufacturers are, launching what is that? The masks. Somebody is launching the hand sanitizers, or even in the oil, you have the immunity booster oil, immunity booster drink. So many things there. Everybody is launching something which actually is related to COVID. So assuming your brand also, whichever company you are working, they also identify some product, which is immunity booster product for COVID. So people are working from home as it was the situation till recently, and the manager is not physically present to guide you. So if manager is there, they'll keep telling you now, because every minute they will tell you, okay, call this fellow, tell him this. You will go and tell the manager, no, this person is not answering the call. What should I do? Then say, okay, do one thing, do this. They will tell you step 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what happens? You learn in that doing process. But now everything is working remotely. So you are talking on like how we are talking now. And then after that, how will you do the certain things? So this entire exercise, which is I was talking to sir, in fact, before the beginning of this, Narayan sir, that this actually industry learning is very good for all the students, and particularly in this time. Because if you know this process, even if you are aware, if you have not done it, but if you know, then at least you know from where to find, how to proceed, what to talk. So now I'll be telling you how to do the steps on NPD. As I said in the beginning, NPD is all about solving a consumer's problem. So we have to begin with consumer only. If you are making this particular consumer happy, your brand is also happy. And they are happy and they'll keep buying your product. So this is what you have to do, what I have written in red. You are helping them to make their lives easier or to delight them. So that's what you're doing. That's what is your job. Okay. One more thing, otherwise, because that's I have not written in there. I think somebody is talking. Oh, can I request to put this on speaker? So before I proceed, because now what I'm going to talk is not what I'm going to talk is not in the slide. Okay, thank you. Outside. Okay, so another question before I proceed, because that otherwise I'll forget. It's not. I've not written here. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Am I audible now? Am I audible?
Yeah, perfect, sir. Perfect, sir.
So and now what I'm going to talk actually pertains to not just NPD, but for other thing also. But I have not written it there, so I'll forget. So before going into NPD thing, I want to take that thing. So again, this question is for the students. You might have read so many things in marketing and it might have come to you. So if somebody asks you, what is important, sales or marketing? Or in an interview, see, sometimes there are a couple of things. I'll just deviate from this topic. I also do a lot of recruitment. When I do recruit people, when I meet meet people like you, and when I start taking, I also ask some question, to test the people. I also know certain answers are different, but just test the level of the interview. We take some random question. So for example, if I am interviewing you, and if I ask you, tell me what is important, sales or marketing, what will you answer? Any of the student. I want only students to answer.
Marketing, sir. Sir, both.
One said marketing, then the other one? Only
Sir,
one.
both are very important.
Who's saying this?
Sir, Mahantesh.
Yeah, Mahantesh, actually your answer is to an extent correct. Why? Because in any organization, and this is why these are all tricky questions. Just because I am from marketing, you answer marketing, so it's not that I will be happy because I know this answer is not correct. In any organization to perform, it is not just sales and marketing. Every single function, every single department plays an important role. For example, in your own growth over whatever from your childhood to now, can you pinpoint that only my father has helped me in learning things, or my mother, or only parents? You learn from your friends, you learn from your teachers, you learn from your brothers and sisters, you learn from even from your enemies, you learn from your well-wishers, you learn from every single person. And the sum total of all the learning, actually you become the person whatever you are there today, or you will become in future. It's sum total of all the learnings. Similarly, any company, any brand, any product, actually the contribution goes to every single person who is working in the organization. Even HR has recruited right kind of people. Finance has given right kind of support to the brand and to the organization. Marketing is obviously doing the marketing things. Sales is putting the best effort to put it in market. Every single, the management, top management is encouraging all the young people to do their things, experiment things out. So every single person actually is, helping or contributing to the growth of the brand. It is not just sales, it is not just marketing. So the answer is, it is not that marketing is important or sales is marketing. Every single department, every single division is equally important. Everybody is doing different role. That's different thing. We do different role. We are doing different role, and every role is important. So because I started this before getting into the next section, because NPD process also includes the teamwork from so many different people. If you want to excel in new product development, I'm talking from FMCG perspective, and I'm sure similar thing will happen in other industry also. You will need the help and guidance of many people and from many departments. If you think, and that's why it's called an organization. Do we call the company as individual? There's no company which is called an individual. Organization, because it is collection of so many people. So many people work and contribute to the growth and development of the. So in particularly in NPD also, you will be working with R&D, which is research and development team. You'll be working with packaging team. You'll be working with your commercial team, finance team, sales team, manufacturing team, supply chain team, IT team for loading, uploading of schemes and rates, everything. So every person is working on this. This particular thing which I am sharing, NPD process, is from the marketing perspective. So when I'm sharing this, don't assume NPD is only this much. So there is a manufacturing angle to it. There are so many things, but this entire discussion which I'm doing is from the marketing perspective. So now see here. So this is the process. I'll briefly explain you the process. We put consumers in center. Obviously, you are trying to delight this consumer. So we begin with consumers. The first step. Now, this I'm going to tell you step by step how to do. Step by step, stage by stage. The first step in developing any product is to get the idea. Validate idea comes next. Before that, you have to get the idea. NPD is a very detailed process. Now, please pay attention from here. I will be detailing the first step today. Because of lack of time and I won't be able to discuss the entire thing. But I will be discussing the first part, the idea generation part today. So the first thing is you get an idea and you validate the idea. You take the selected idea, you have a winning idea. You got so many ideas. This idea I'm going to talk, just next slide I'm going to talk on idea. So you'll get a very good perspective of what is an idea, how do you select an idea. But the idea, we take it, you convert into a concept. So selected ideas or the winning ideas is converted into the concept. You make the concept, then you take those concept to consumers, you test the concept. Winning concept is further taken into prototype. For example, if I was manufacturing, let's say a biscuit. So we get so many biscuit thoughts. We get the idea, we take the winning idea is converted into concept. Again, we check with consumers. We get the winning concept here. Then the winning concept is shared with R&D. In fact, R&D is here also. They are together. We work together with R&D at this stages also. So then R&D develops the research and development. R&D team, they will develop a prototype. Prototype is basically a dummy. So for example, in biscuit, they will make a similar biscuit in the lab. So lab made biscuit, which will be very similar, 80-90% closer to the final thing. So they'll make it. They will show various options. Again, first the marketing and the internal team decides. Then again, we take it to the consumers. Then the final product is approved. This is the final product. Then that final product, with that final product, you start working on the packaging. You start working on the mandatories, the display, convenience, all the value for money, everything. Start working on other things. Also, you start working on the manufacturing side. What kind of plant machinery is required? Is the current plant and machinery able to do this kind of production? If not, what all change would be required? How much will that cost? How much time will be required? What is the approval, internal approvals? Everything will start working basis. What is the final thing? And then we'll get into the final production. So in production side, we'll see the feasibility of this concept, whatever concept we are talking about, capability, whether we as an organization are capable of doing this kind of thing or not, then scaling it up. So like this, we will be doing all these things. So, and then after that, you have the launch. GTM, go to market. So how do you go to market? How do you, so this document also I'll share today. So do a GTM, retail and consumer contact. So launch planning basically. So this is basically the NPD steps. I'm just telling you very briefly because it's a very detailed, long process. So, but yes, there is, so these are the steps. Next slide. This is the stage gate process. Most of the big organizations, if you work in some bigger companies, they will have stage gate process. So in stage gate process, what happens, and you'd have, if you're learning this Six Sigma black belt or something like that, you might read this there also. So what happens, this is a stage gate process. The project enters from one side, and can you see it looks like some doors with the knobs. So these are all doors. So like this mobile game that we play, we get into the first level, then we play something, we win something, then you are promoted to, not promoted, you are then, you move to level 2, then you play there, which is slightly tougher or whatever, then you move to level 3, level 4, level 5. As you keep playing, you keep moving up the ladder. So similarly, you enter from this, when you clear this stage, you get into this stage, which is the idea stage, then you get into the feasibility stage, capability, launch, post-launch, like this, you keep moving. So what happens at every stage, there are two things. There are set of activities that one has to do. And then there is an approval process. Like you can see, these are the gates. So there is something called gatekeepers. Now these concepts varies as per the organization. Different organization will have slightly, modified or slightly different version. But the core, the concept remains same, or the concept remains very similar. So you enter from this gate and you keep moving towards this side. So there is something called gatekeepers, like who will open this gate for you and you can go to the next gate. Who are these gatekeepers? These gatekeepers are essentially the functional heads, all the head of departments, HODs of the organization. So which means the marketing head, your sales head, your R&D head, commercial head, IT head, manufacturing, all the heads. All the heads are the gatekeepers. It is just like the UN Security Council that people have those veto power. They sit and they review. And if anyone puts a veto there, then this project actually is not okay to move to the next one. But the senior management are very helpful. They are very, supportive. They are very encouraging. The objective of having this is because when we start as a fresher, we are very, full of energy. We have so many thousands of ideas, and we want everything, to go and to move. But these people, the leaders, the department, the functional heads, these are visionary people. They have great experience, and they have got much more better perspective and idea about the company, the future plans, the company's long-term goals, everything they know very well. So with that, they get that filter in, and they also help you to. So initially I was talking about that. I'll give you an example on my one of the project that when I was talking about the definition of vision. So like for example, 3M, this happened. So 3M, if you know, 3M is very big, very great organization and lot into innovation. They are one of the world leader in innovation products. So there was a product. They're into adhesives, chemicals, sprays, and all that. So there was one particular product. If you spray it on a bed sheet or any sofa or anything, it forms an invisible layer on that garment. So if anything falls, like if tea spills on that or anything falls on that, it won't have any mark. You just clean it. There's no mark. There's no tea or the chai ka. There's no dag, no mark, nothing. So it's very, very clean. So just imagine this kind of product will work so well for all the restaurants where the dining tables are made dirty after every food is served. In the hotels when the bed and all the limbs are cleaned, so it becomes dirty. So just imagine if you spray it there, it remains clean, neat, everything neat and clean for them. It's a very big thing. But then in that meeting, that senior management realized that actually this particular chemical is harmful for the environment. Though how much they will be doing, whatever little they are doing, but they know that yes, whether it is small or big, that is not the thing. The thing is that this thing is not good for environment. So if something is not good for environment, how can my company be associated with that? And now that's a very great thing. Now, in most of the other organizations, you will think, oh, how does it matter? We are getting good sales. We will, capture the market. We'll get a lot of money. We'll make this, that. But they don't care about that. Even if I don't make money, even if I don't make margin, even if my sales doesn't do well, but I will not move away from my core long-term objective. That's very clear, and it makes our life also very clear. We also know it. Yes, this is what we should do, and that's why these are one of the great organizations, 3M and companies like them. So that's what we do. That's how it helps. Otherwise, you may have read about so many things, so many practices. It's not about a product. It is about the thought process. It is about the practice. Many companies get into some kind of a legal or some kind of a problem just because they're not following things right. Whereas these companies like 3M are more than 100 years old. They have existed for so many decades. They have seen so many ups and downs. And they're able to survive because of these solid practices, ground rules that yes, whether it is good or bad, we should not do wrong things. For example, I'll give you one more example. Assuming you are only the marketing person, and let's say you are launching milk. If I tell you that I put an ingredient, which is let's say 0.0001%, 0.000001%, but that will make the milk, very, very tasty, extremely tasty, and consumers will go for it. They will not consume any other brand, but they will consume only this brand. And this is 0.000, so many zeros, almost negligible, that much percentage to the milk. But that thing which I'm talking about is also a poison. It is a poisonous thing, but it is so negligible. It adds to the taste, but it is kind of a poison. So will you go ahead with this, and will you call it as 100% pure? You can't add anything like this known impurity which is poisonous and still call it a healthy milk. You can't do it. So like that, they know whether the numbers doesn't matter, whether the number is significant or insignificant. If it is not meeting the company's long-term perspective, we don't go ahead with that. So that's why we have these gatekeepers who will guide you. Also, when we get into some kind of trouble, as in before launching, while going through this, we'll come, okay, I have to launch something, but we don't have some facility here. So how will we do this? Even if you want to launch something, we don't have the capacity. So what happens? Because the leaders are together, they help each other. So sometimes I have seen in my own meetings, the finance guy will tell, okay, sir, if we don't have this facility, I have a land there, or I have some other facility there which we can use. So they help, the leaders help also each other in this gate process, and they try to solve the problem together. Certain organization they don't do this together. I mean, this approval process is not that it doesn't happen together. So you first go to the marketing person, then you go to finance person, then you go to somebody else, then you go to, that is not the correct way. Because what is happening, people are seeing things in isolation. They are not discussing the project. They are not seeing it together. The moment you start seeing it together, you come back with solution. The moment you don't sit together and see it together, more often you will get into problems rather than seeing solution. I mean, they will see problem because they don't know the other part. If they don't know the other part, there's nobody else to explain that thing. So they see, oh, I think it is not okay to go ahead with that. So the best practice is actually all the gatekeepers are together. So that's how it happens, and then it proceeds. So you have to do certain activities in every stage. And then after that, you present it to the team, the gatekeepers, and when they approve it, you move to the next one, and that's how it happens. So initial few gates, it is marketing will be in all the gates. So marketing will be here right from this till the end. But depending on the product and depending on the organization, so different people will play different role at different stages. Like R&D will also be there to a greater extent till here, at least till the launch, before launch, R&D will be here. But your manufacturing will come slightly late. IT will come also slightly late. So like that, different people will get associated, which is why I was saying it is a group work. It is a team work. Not one person can't do this. Though marketing is leading this and they play an important role right from start to the end, but that doesn't mean other people are not playing their role. Everybody is playing role, and they'll keep, for example, at feasibility stage, you want to add certain plant and machinery. So that technical part you don't know. That then the manufacturing side will also take over that part, that how much plant we should get, what kind of machine we should hire, what is the benefit of buying this machine versus other machine, whether we should hire or whether we should buy. All these things will be done by the technical part, the manufacturing part. So like that, we proceed. This actually entire thing I have taken from my module, which is that I was showing new products, one portion from this module, which is the stage gate. So the stage gate is done in many organizations, leading organizations. Now, as I was saying, I will detail on one portion of this, which is the pre-idea. The other parts, we maybe will see it sometime later because very long this thing. So let's see how do we begin with idea. Now pay attention, you might find it interesting, and you'll be learning something new here. So if I ask any one of you, assuming again, let's go back to that biscuit example. Let's assume we are working in biscuit industry and you are hired. Now, let's say in December or Jan, you will be hired and you will be working in some organization. Some of you, few of you will be working in some organization, irrespective of whichever organization you are, working. Let's assume that you are getting into marketing and they are doing some project work. Let's assume you are into the biscuit industry for simplicity, and they ask you to, kind of, okay, I want to launch something new, start working on the project. So how will you work? You'll have to work from the idea. So how will you get the idea? How do you begin with the idea? We know that we should begin with the idea, but how do you get the idea? So this is the process. I'll tell you the idea generation process first. So idea is the new thought which can be commercialized for the benefit of the organization, keeping in mind that it is executable, profitable, and adds to the imagery of the brand. This again, I have written this definition basis my learning. It might be modified, but I think this actually is best thing what I can think of. So this is the definition of idea. Now, how it is executed. How do we generate ideas? So first step, now I'll be telling you step by step, actionable points, step by step, how to generate ideas. The first step, assuming you have been working in the biscuit industry and now you have to get some ideas. So first step is to recollect all the pain points or the gaps that you have come from any source. If you have worked in market, if you have worked with consumers, if you have spoken to the distributors, if you have spoken to the retailers, to the sales people, to the R&D people, to your neighbors, to anyone, or which you yourself have experienced. Anything which has come to your mind or to your knowledge, put everything. This stage, we don't cancel or neglect any thought. No filtration. Put every single thing. It can be a gap in existing product or packaging. It can be any of the consumer pain points. It can be changes in law and technology also. That also sometimes forces us to do new things. It is a feedback from anyone, trade, channel, anyone. So every single point you have to first collect. That's the first step. Without any filtering, without any cancelling, without any omitting. Just put everything. Next step, that was the first. Step 2. convert every pain point or that thing, whatever came to your knowledge, into just word and two, and convert into a benefit form. I mean, how it is benefited for the consumers. So this example I have put for the mobile phone, not for iPhone, generally mobile phone. Let's assume you spend, okay. One more thing I will tell you. When we are talking to, there is a way how we talk to consumer. So for example, again, you are the consumer. If I go and tell you, and let's say we are talking about this, let's say talk about phone, because we are talking phone, let's talk about phone only. So if I tell you, you all are using phones, what is the problem in phone? What is the pain point? If I ask straight question, it is not correct for many reasons. The first reason is, you might tell what is the immediate concern now. For example, while attending this particular conference, your volume was not okay, assuming. So then you'll say the phone should have better volume. That is the biggest point I have. Every time I'm attending class, the volume is not good. You will talk most recent pain point, not the main pain point. If I tell you what is the, so you will talk like that. You'll talk about the recent thing, which is what we don't want. We want the real thing, which actually is troubling you more often, the core pain areas. That is one. Second thing is, if I talk randomly, you will tell something which comes to your mind. Not necessarily that is what you are feeling. You'll just say something that, okay, since you told me, this came first to my mind, I said that. Third thing is that when you are talking to consumers, you can't talk straight question. You will not say, what is the pain? Tell me what is the pain in using this phone? What is the pain in using this pencil or pen? We don't know exactly. And because you are asking me something, I have to say something. I will ask. For example, if I ask you only after asking you, if I stop this presentation, and if I ask you, okay, tell me what is the problem with phone? Because somebody is answering, because somebody is questioning, and I have to answer. So let me answer something. At least this was over. Question answer is over. Let me ask something. So you will just ask the question, but that's not the thing that we are trying to do. We are trying to understand what is the real pain point, not that getting into Q&A mode. So there is a way to do this consumer interaction. So briefly, I'll tell you. It's again a detailed thing, but briefly, I'll tell you. The way we do consumer interaction briefly is that you talk to, depending on what you are trying to find. For this particular thing, we are trying to probe the pain point. So if you are getting into a normal discussion with you, if I'm getting into a normal discussion, if I become your friend, if I tell you, okay, use phone, how many times you use? Okay, yeah, very good. I also use my phone. We'll just to have a normal conversation. In that normal conversation, I'll try to hear those words that which is troubling you. And those are probably the pain points which you are facing. So from your conversation, I'll pick the words and then I will convert into word or two, like what I have written in the benefit. Like this is what I was saying. In the conversation, consumer might say, my battery is getting discharged in every 4 hours. I was talking to my mother and every 4 hours it gets discharged. So it's a very problem and it becomes hot also. So they will talk there in their natural parlance, what is that experience they are having. It might be good, it might be bad. You as a marketer will have to figure out what is the pain and then convert that into the menu. So for example, this was the thing which was mentioned by a consumer and I have converted into a short few words as a benefit form. So consumers expect longer battery life. The pain point is this. The benefit they expect is this. The benefit they expect is longer battery life. So the pain point they're saying is it takes a lot of time to charge the mobile. So you should write, they expect a fast charging thing. So they expect a fast charging thing. My mobiles get heated up is what they said. So which means mobile heating is a problem for them. So they want a solution. So whatever problem they are saying would be something like this. And you have to write that two as minimum words like this: long battery life, fast charging, mobile heating, like this you'll have to write. Then step number 3. Okay. Till the time I mentioned, everything is individual. There is no group discussion. There is no calling other people, doing it together. Like I call different people also. So whatever I'm saying so far, step 1 to 3, till the time I say, till that stage, everything is done by you alone. One single person, no group work at all. So this step number 3. Then you write one pain point per sticky note. Sticky note is basically the post-it note. And paste them on the wall near your office or your workplace. Write everything like this. So they said only the benefit. So they said they wanted longer battery life. They said they wanted fast recharging. They said that their mobile is heating up. They want solution for this. They want dual SIM. The phone doesn't have dual SIM. They want a shortwave radio also. I don't know why they want, but they want a shortwave radio. Every radio is FM. I want shortwave. So assuming they want like this, they also want a preloaded movie and gaming apps. So assuming they said all this, you have put into the benefits that they are looking at, and you have put into a post-it note, and you have put the post-it notes, everything. So is it clear so far? Yeah. So everything is in as minimum words and in benefit form. Step number 4. Now you call the people who are associated with that brand, who are working in that team. For example, there are people who are working in different brand in the same organization, but they are working in different brand. They are working in different. So you don't have to call them. You have to call those people who are working on the product you are working on, that thing. So it can be R&D, it can be sales, it can be your marketing team members also, it can be anyone. So call everyone, repeat the exercise what we did, 1, 2, 3. Again, it will be an individual exercise for them also, no group work. Even they will do the same thing what you did individually. After doing that, from this point, step number 5, it is a group work. From this step, it becomes a group work. So now what we have to do, we have to first, between these 2 steps, I have not written it here. So now you have to remove all the common things. You have to keep only unique post-it notes, as in, let me go here. So for example, you call so many other people, and assuming 20 people said longer battery, just for example, some 20 people said this, 5 said this, 2 said this, and 1 said this, assuming, just assume for a moment. It doesn't mean I have to give more weightage to this and no weightage to this. We are not doing any filtration at this stage. This is what I said again and again. We are not the consumers and we have no right to do filtration. Remember everything very clearly again and again. We have to go to the consumers. Consumer is the king. They will decide. We are only enabling this whole process. So if 20 people have liked this and 2 people have liked this, or only 1 have liked this, doesn't mean this is more important and this is least important. Everything has every single equal weightage. The reason for doing this exercise, calling other people, was to add more points. Assuming you had written only 2, but because of them you got 3 points more, new points, 3 unique points. So that was the whole idea of doing the next exercise, that to get more and more post-it notes, but there's no weightages given to the post-it notes, everything remains same. So now you've got all unique post-it notes, then you have to do grouping. How do we group? So similar looking attributes you have to club together. So like, and then you have to give a name. So for example, I clubbed these 2 as this as one group and this as another group. So longer battery life, fast moving, fast charging, mobile heating up is one group. And let's say preloaded mobile and gaming app dual SIM as another group. And then we kind of give them a name to that. Like this one is given the name as, let's say, the people are looking for superior battery performance. So this thing actually will include all the other points. And here they are looking for extra features. Now you have made it even more simpler. Now these are those 2 thoughts, those 2 ideas which you can take for the consumer research. While defining those ideas, you can take these examples which were given in these notes and explaining to the consumers. You can do that. So now these ideas are the winning ideas, and these ideas are not the winning ideas. These are the ideas. These ideas you have to take to the consumers and then do a search. There's a way of doing research. You do a research and then you get their feedback. Okay, they want this as 1, this as 2, number something 3, 4, like that. So you do that, and then you also add a filter of company's filter. For example, if they want to do, let's say, something which the company can't provide now, it needs huge plant and machinery and this, that, and the company feels, okay, let's not get into so much of investment now. So maybe some ideas, though those are liked by consumers, but because of some factors, maybe internal or monetary or for other reasons, you want to postpone it or you want to drop it, you drop. Balanced ideas are taken forward, which means which are the winning ideas from market. and which the company also feels that we should take it. So these ideas are, this step is called idea screening or idea filtration. You take the ideas which are liked by consumers and also which is feasible and profitable for the organization. So this step is called idea screening. After idea screening has happened, you take the winning ideas and then you do the concept. The concept thing I was talking about, which is this particular thing here, this concept. Again, you do a concept. There's a process of developing a concept. There's a way how we develop concept. Then again, there's a testing. So there's a very detailed one. So we get into concept and then it moves from here like this. So this was on the idea generation part. So I have just told you one of the one aspect of this thing. Let me go to the presentation mode. Now this is a brief format. Actually, I'll tell you what happens. So in NPD, we'll have to do an NPD form. We will have to put a form. Now this form, when I say form, it is not that we are doing something, what is that? What is that called? That we are making everything sound like some government department job, that filing, writing. It's not that. It is because we have to make ourselves, the marketing person has to make himself or herself and the entire team member clear on what you are going to do. So this NPD brief is basically what you are going to do on this project and is typically one page. Why it is coming to 2 pages, I'll tell you all that. And first I'll tell you the basis of this formatting. So what happens in this particular case, see what has happened, that this actually is taken from the module which I share with the students, which is on online Akshanova site. So what has happened in that course, the students who have enrolled, they are made to join the company called Funtush. So when you join the NPD course there, so you are actually basically joining a company called Funtush Biscuit. So it's a biscuit. And it's a case study. So we are trying to solve a case, and in that solving the case, we are learning all this process. So the management has asked them to launch a new product, which is more profitable, high margin product. So, and to launch that, the marketing manager has hired you, and which is why you have enrolled for the course. So they have hired you, and then you are solving the problem along with the marketing people there. So in that process, you have reached a stage which is called, you have to write a brief. So this is that brief. So this is a Funtush Biscuit Private Limited, their format. And there's a reason why we write a name. We don't put that we are launching this particular biscuit. There is a reason why we are putting it, because by looking at the name, even when you are listening to this, the presentation, you will not know which product I'm going to talk about. Whether it is cracker, whether it is, there are different categories and there are different brands. Every company, every organization, they have different brands or sub-brands also. So if paper like this is informed or leaked to other people or even to the vendors or to the suppliers or to some other people, then by reading at this, you will not know which project I'm talking about or which brand I'm referring to, which is why we have a project name. Then we have category, brand, all these details we put, like flavors, pack size, what is the description of the product, shape description, what is the count, how many pieces per kg, SKU, shelf life, all these things are there in that thing. So what is the volume estimate? L plus 3 months. L is the launch month. When I'm launching in this particular month, what is the volume? And then the estimate for the next 3 months. So 4 months. So L is your 100 metric tons. Then next month is the plan is 150 like this. Then market prioritization. So how much, because this will be needed by the supply chain team. If you are manufacturing some, this will be needed by your manufacturing, purchase, packaging, everyone will need, because basis this, they will be buying the things, packaging material, raw material, everything we purchased. Then manufacturing will also need this, manufacturing and commercial. Why? Because for example, in biscuit, we don't manufacture in one factory and dispatch it to all over country. We manufacture in different factories. There are 50, 60 manufacturing plants for every company at least. So then they will know, okay, you are maximizing town A and D. So they will be focusing on factories near these towns so that quickly it can be supplied to those markets. Even the supply chain will looking at this. When you manufacture so many, so then 30% of this will go to that particular market. So they know where to dispatch. So they will be preparing for the warehouse, go downs, all that thing they will be doing. So this sheet contains information for every single department. And any other inputs that you want to put. And this actually should come in one page. Why I have put for 2 page on purpose is because this is a signing this thing. People have to sign on this. So you can't make people sign on a blank page, which is why I have to make it run in 2 page so that it is a continuity sheet, page 1 of 1, page 1 of 2, page 2 of 2. So they will know, okay, otherwise they can't sign on this blank sheet, no, because it has to be signed by all the functional heads. Now, these are the gatekeepers which I was talking about. The gatekeepers of the project is actually marketing head, R&D head, all these heads, and managing director. Depending on organization, this would change, but it is essentially like this. Okay, so next. We also prepare, in NPD, we prepare something called a Gantt chart, or you can also do it on MS Project. This is a very long sheet. I have just make it brief so that it fits into the screen. Just to explain, I have just made it very short, but you can just see what happens. Here you have the broad heads, what you are doing related to product, related to financial, to packaging, manufacturing, and launch. Within every head, you have activities. So in this head, we have these, again, these are, I have just put few activities to highlight the point, like concept finalization, you'll have to do NPD, this, that, every project you'll have to see some activities have to. Not only activities, who is going to do? So again, this is taken from the same Funtush launch, which is a part of that whole course. So as I said, you are joining that course. So it is you written. So you will be doing this part. And you have a boss in that course. You have a boss called James. So James is doing this part. The super boss is Mary. So Mary is doing this part. R&D. So like this, it is identified who is responsible for which activity. And then after that, you see the months are mentioned here. Every month has 4 weeks, week 1 to week 3, week 4, like this. So you start your, so then you plot everything against this. For example, this activity I will do here. This activity I'll do here. Like this, you plot everything. By looking at this sheet, you will know what is going to happen when, and also you know that if we do everything right and as per the plan, then the launch will happen by billing to distributor is happening from, let's say, week 3rd and week 4th of October. So by week 1 of November, it will be properly distributed in market, and maybe somewhere around week 1 or 2 of November, we can plan for the launch if you are going to plan for a full-fledged launch. So this is what. So this is how you can plan. It becomes very easy. Then we also prepare a similar document, which is planned versus actual. So we keep plot that thing also, but I'm not going to take that much thing. Otherwise, it will become a very, very heavy session. And then we also do a go-to-market. This is called GTM. It is again one sheet document, which has these important information. So this is actually very good. This actually document is importantly for sales team, because when you are launching a product, you have to inform the sales team what this whole thing is all about. For example, we are going to launch a biscuit. Now they want to know, hey, kya, what is this? Because they have to accordingly talk to the distributors, to the wholesalers, to the market. So what will they talk? So you'll have to explain. So this has 4 broad things. One is the brand story. Brand story will talk about what is the product, feature, benefit, SKU, MRP, usage, pack size, whatever, everything will be given here. Then the second one is activities. What activities, launch activities you are planning, what you are planning for the retailers, what you are planning for consumers. So you may say, I'm giving 11 plus 1 thing free for retailer, and for consumer, I'm giving some 10 gram extra or whatever. Whatever is your plan, you will have to tell that thing. For the channel, what is the story for channel schemes, consumer promo, sampling, everything. Now this also is very important, and I'm sure whosoever has have at least some perspective of sales, or who has been in sales, will know this, that this actually is another very important subject where our knowledge or learning or understanding is very weak. We often think sales scheme matlab kuch bhi utha ke de do, just give whatever. So retailer is asking or wholesaler is asking 11 plus 1, give, because he's saying he'll do 1 crore of sales. But we need to understand the impact, the implication of different schemes. There is called something called TP and TPR. One is called trade promotion and one is temporary price reduction. Both will have significant impact in market. The moment it is just like choosing a wrong button in that thing. If you're on a dashboard which has so many buttons, a rocket or an aeroplane, and if you choose the wrong button, instead of flying, there will be a crash. So we should know how the sales thing happens, what is the sales process, what is the sales call process, why, what channel is doing what. Accordingly, you have to, so this document will include all this also. Sampling plan, advertisement plan, whatever is your plan. Then it has benefits across stakeholders. So by doing this activity, what is the benefit for the organization? This you don't have to put here because this you have already told the management. But what is the benefit for the other three people? What is the benefit for the consumer? What is the benefit for the sales team? What is the benefit for the your distributors and wholesalers? You'll have to tell all this to them. Even to the sales team, even sales team are your customers. You have to sell it to them. If you tell them that this product is going to give you only headache and no sales, it will not help you in gaining territory. It will not help you fight competition. It will not help you in anything. It will only help you trouble your work. Why will he or she will be interested? You'll have to sell this story to everyone. What is the benefit for them to get associated with this particular launch? And then expectations. So another important thing is we often miss this part, the expectation part. After telling everything, you'll have to also tell them what exactly they have to do. For example, if you're launching a biscuit, you can't have a situation that in an outlet, only one piece of biscuit is placed, 10 rupees. 5 rupees or a biscuit placed on one outlet. How it means, what does it mean to a consumer and to your launch? It talks very less about, it brings down your brand image. Can you imagine that anything that you see as a brand will have a massive display? Again, going back to that, my first ever Chennai visit in 2004-05, when I landed, I saw Shivaji branding across in Chennai. The big bus, the entire bus was branded with Shivaji. Every few meters, you see a hoarding of that Shivaji movie. I'm talking about Shivaji movie. So I have not seen the movie. I have not known about the movie coming from North. But just by looking at the dominance and presence of that branding across market, I understood that something big is going to happen. Very easy for me to understand. For a person who can't read, write, understand Tamil, understood it very easily that something big is going to happen. So that is brand. So Rajinikanth is a brand. That movie is a brand. That's why people want to know about that. And that's why people are interested. If there is a movie which has me as a hero, nobody want to know about that. So that's not a brand. That's what I'm saying. Branding makes that impact. And which is why you have to have that thing being present dominantly. You can't have a Shivaji movie coming in Tamil Nadu and only one corner you have one small poster. Can you imagine any time that it will happen? Tomorrow, if a new movie is coming from Rajinikanth, do you think that under any situation, a situation will happen that only in one, say, let's say Saidapet or in one market in Coimbatore, you have only one poster of that movie? It will not happen. The brand will make it dominance, advertising or promotion or visibility. I'm not saying spending money. I'm saying visibility, whether it is done free of cost or with cost. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the thing that it will have a dominant visibility. So you can't launch a biscuit with one piece in a store. You'll have to have multiple packs. If you have different flavors, you will have all the flavors. Multiple packs, multiple flavors being placed in the store at the right place, at the eye level, all that thing. I'm not getting into the sales speech now, but I'm saying all these things should be told to the salespeople that after launch, if me or management, anybody comes and visits your market, we should not be seeing one biscuit in a store. We should be seeing this. This is what I expect from you. So that should be written here. So that is what you tell them very clearly what they are supposed to do. So there'll be a discussion. There might be a debate also, but we agree to something and then to do this. So everything is written in GTM. So this is the GTM part. Now, another thing. Why products fail? Or what is the learning process? So what happens? We often think we do this cycle, we launch, and that's over. Uske baad, matlab it is just like we are sending a rocket into space. Once rocket has gone, if it goes, it is successful. If it comes down, it is failed. It's not like that. We are not sending rockets. So what we are doing, we are into this learning process. It's a continuous process. So you launch, you follow the process, you launch the product in market. You get some feedback, you correct it, you modify it, again launch it. That is the first version. So then after modification, every time you modify, you move one ladder up. So first one was this, the next one you move up. You take it one level high. Again, you get some learning. Again, you do this correction. Again, you take one step another high. And like this, you keep doing it, and then it becomes. CHOCOPIE story is like this. I'll be just sharing CHOCOPIE, how it happened very shortly. So this is how annual calendar looks. It's quarter 1, 2, 3, 4. All the months are written, which projects you are going to do. This is for NPT we present, like project 1, 2, 3, 4. All that details are given there. So now coming to the applications part. Sorry. So this is the, briefly I'll tell you the CHOCOPIE story because we need time for Q&A also. I think it's already this thing. So quickly I will tell you this. So how it happened, CHOCOPIE. Very quickly, very briefly I'll tell you. So when we had launched around 2007, so it was still that big pack, 12 pieces. So it was imported from Korea, and then we used to sell it, and then it was a non-veg pack. So it was that brown symbol. It was a non-vegetarian pack. And it was obviously, Lotte acquired PCL, Paris Confectionery Limited, which is a part of a Murugappa group in around 2004. And just briefly, Paris Confectionery Limited, two things. One is that Paris Confectionery Limited owns very popular brands like your Coffee Bite, Lacto King, Caramel, all these things, toffees. So very big, very popular candies and chocolates. That is one. Number two, because being a part of the Paris, the Murugappa group and how they have performed in the, so they are focused more on South. So obviously the distribution of PCL was also South focused. So 4 markets were strong. Kerala was strongest. In fact, other markets were also strong. All 4 markets were very strong, depending on products and categories. It has very strong presence in South, all 4 markets. I'm saying 4 states, which means then we had 4 states. Now we have more than 4 states, but I'm saying then 4 states. So when Lotte acquired CHOCOPIE, and the third thing is, because it was that Coffee Bite, Lacto King and all that, about maybe I would say 95% of the price point at that point of time was 50 paisa. So Coffee Bite was 50 paisa, Lacto King was 50, everything was 50 paisa, something was 25 paisa also, like Soft Spot was another brand, 25 paisa. So it has only 50. Now this is 120 rupees. From 50 paisa product to 120, huge stretch. The distribution, because 50 paisa, it was a lot of presence in upcountry market also. Now this will not be placed in upcountry market. So how it happened, and then we started from Chennai. So we got it from Korea. We tried to convince some. But the good thing is Lotte and then PCL and Lotte, they have very good connect with the supply chain, the distribution, the sales team. They are very grounded, very well connected. They take feedback. They understand. They're not into that. You'd hear about something like they don't, they are going in different direction. They blame each other. They don't do work like that. They work in harmony. They work very nicely, properly. So what happened when they imported it? The sales team, helped by marketing team, mainly driven by sales team, they tried to place it in different markets wherever possible, largely in the key towns and big stores, but it was not able to sell. Initially, it was not selling. Why? Because how will you try something which is like 120 rupees? Nobody wants to spend 120 to try something new. I don't know this product. I have seen for the first time. There's a lot of resistance from market. Second problem was being launched in Chennai, being launched in South, in fact, Chennai mainly. Chennai, we know that we have strong veg, non-veg concept. So some people want strictly vegetarian things. And it is manufactured in Korea, that too with that brown dot, which is the non-veg thing. So people have a slightly skeptical. First thing, they don't want non-veg. So there's a lot of trial barriers. So first, what Lotte did was, so the feedback came from retailers that they are not able to sell this 120 pack. So what they requested that why can't we print individual MRP and PKD on individual packs, those small pouches, these pouches. Earlier it was not printed on this. So they requested if we can print it on this, then if it is not selling, I will open the pack and I will sell individual pieces. So then suddenly 120 rupees becomes 10 rupees for retailers. Selling 120 becomes 10 rupees. So it becomes easier. So that was the first correction. You remember that chart? This, I'm going ulta. Sorry. This one, correcting, going one version up, then going version up, one version up. So now come back to this. So what we did, we put that individual MRP on individual packs. That was the first correction we did. So then it became suddenly 10 rupees pack. Then after that, again, we gave the feedback that this veg non-veg thing is not working. So can we have a veg pack? So then they converted it into a veg pack. So second correction. So then we had this. Then the third thing is, obviously, we are doing other things also. That point of time only, we are focusing a lot on West, a lot on North India, a lot on other. Everybody was doing their job. Sales was doing, everything was, every single department was doing their job. But I'm saying simultaneously things are happening. So then we got veg pack. So then further it improved. Then finally we got the twin pack. What we did, instead of that 6-piece pack or 12-piece packs or 18-piece packs, we got 2-piece pack, twin. Final pack like this, a small this thing like this. And during festive seasons, we promoted it a lot, like Diwali, Raksha Bandhan, this, that, all that thing. So then now 20 rupees suddenly becomes more affordable, and then it started more. And then after that, there was the advertisement and other things. I was not there at that point of time. So then after that, other inputs came. But what I'm trying to tell you is this is how we do. We learn from market, use that input, rework, again launch. If you had said at the first instant, we import from Korea, launch, did not work. Okay, the project is failure. So another project has failed. And this failure will add to that 95% failure that we study in all our books, that why products fail. I'm not saying this is the only reason, but I'm saying this is one of the reasons why we didn't do the next step. If you have read why 95% products failed, we could have also read so many other quotations by the industry leaders and I think all the successful people, that often the brands are just one step behind when they give up. Because you gave up, at that point of time, you are just one step behind being successful. And because you gave up, you are a part of the failure story. And that's why we failed to do this. So this is another example. Now, this is an example from 3M. Very quickly, identifying a pain point and addressing that pain gap. So what we did when we discussed with the school kids, school children use a lot of glue sticks in market, in their arts and craft assignment. So what happened? We saw that when children are using glue stick in their notebook, they don't see where the glue is applied. And it comes outside that line, and when they close the notebook, it sticks together, and then it tears off when they open it. So to solve the problem, we introduced this purple glue stick. This rubs purple, you can see it written, rubs purple, dries clear. So when you apply it on a piece of paper for about 90 seconds or so, you will see the purple thing. You'll see a purple color thing. So you know exactly where the glue is applied on the piece of paper. But exactly after 90 seconds or around that time, the color will disappear. You'll see it again plain white. No color will be seen. So when you apply it, you see purple, and after 90 seconds, it goes off. So which is why rubs purple and dries clear. This was an interesting project. See, as I said, that's the agri thing. I love that agri commodities a lot. So that's where you can do a lot of innovation. So this is the easy onion thing which we have done in Safal, Mother Dairy. My throat is paining. I'll just try to explain it very quickly. Agri commodity, we know I have spoken about the problem part. What we did, this product is basically the dehydrated onion. So the onions are dried up. So the benefit for consumers, first of all, consumer benefit is, actually when I took this samples, I cook. I also do a lot of cooking. So when I saw the product, I was like, I will not use it. Because normally I use it to use certain kind of good, obviously I'll spend time only for some, special dishes. So if I'm spending 1 or 2 hours time on some occasion, why should I waste the time after doing that 1 hour, 2 hour of work? Then everybody, my daughters will say it's a waste thing. It's total waste of this thing. So it's not a good thing. I don't want to waste my time and energy to get negative feedback. So I was not in favor of this. I'm being very honest. But since I took the sample and I myself cooked, so I tried it at home. I used this product. And this product is amazing. First of all, I'll tell you, when you are, let's say if you are using, so on those dishes where you use lot of onion and gravy items, for example, mutton curry or a chicken curry, if you're making something like that, use lot of onions. So first problem is you take a lot of time in cutting, peeling, chopping, doing all this cleaning work because lot of onions involved. Number 2, now to fry that onion, it takes another 15-20 minutes because you have to fry so much of onion. Number 3, because there is so many onion, you'll have to use so much of oil also. So 3 problems will take you about at least 45 minutes of your time, right? From taking the onion, cutting, peeling, chopping, and doing this. By the time you have the energy is gone. Whereas this particular product, you straight away put it in the container. You have to fry for not more than 3 seconds. I repeat, 3 seconds. If you fry it for more than 3 seconds, I'm repeating again and again. If you fry it for more than 3 seconds, it will burn. So you have to get the next thing ready. Just put it for 3 seconds, just stir it and then put whatever you have to put. So I did that and the taste was fantastic. It used less oil because obviously the quantity is only about 25% of what the original thing is, dehydrated. So it used very less oil, no pre-prepare, no cutting, chopping, and frying. It took 3 seconds. So, and taste was like better than what it was. So, but I thought maybe I'm biased. Obviously, you are working on something. If you do something good, you get biased. Or how can this be? So we did a blind test. Blind test is that when you get multiple things without looking at the branding. It's a blind test. You don't know what is coming from where. So what happened? We took help from some industry experts, so who are expert in these kind of things. So what they did, they prepared around 15 different dishes. They hired some chefs. They prepared 15 dishes, veg and non-veg, everything, all gravy items. And there was a team, including me, R&D, all we were seated in a different room, and there was a kitchen, and the chefs prepared 2 dishes, exactly same recipe, but one made with the fresh onion and one with the dehydrated, and both were served to us. So we now, like, it was served like this. This is exactly the photo. I have taken it from that research. This photograph is not that I have taken from Google. This photo is from that particular research where I myself was seated. So now look at these 2 recipes. They look exactly the same. They look exactly similar, but one of them is using the fresh onion and one of them is using the dehydrated onion. And this actually is the real photograph. So when obviously I have written it here, but when it was given to me, this was also not written. So none of us knew which is dehydrated and which one is regular one. We tested it and we gave internal ranking. Oh, I like both. Obviously, in 99% cases, both were identical. But that little bit of taste or that aroma is coming better actually came from this. So because we did with 15 different dishes and so many other people, so very good product. So then thereafter we launched this. Again, I'm adding to that. It is not, if you ask me why it is then not seen in market, because that's the next obvious question. Why it is not so obvious, why it is not so seen. There's a lot of habit which actually comes on the way when we try to change. For example, when I was talking to Sir, Avi at the beginning of this discussion, when I was talking to Sir, I was telling him, Sir, I'm not very comfortable talking in front of this screen. I'm comfortable. I have spoken to some 100 people in the sales conferences in IMA where I got this award. So when I was talking to people, I was talking to a large audience. I'm comfortable with talking to a large audience, but I'm not comfortable with talking to one screen in front of me. So this makes me uncomfortable. So I'm saying it's a habit. Maybe younger generation, my daughter would be more comfortable with this, but I'm not so comfortable with talking to screen. So what happened? when we are so used to certain things, it is very difficult for us to change. I will give you my own example, and you will also know from your house, your mother or your grandmother or your father, whoever is doing this cooking, we don't measure. For example, if I am making a uttapam or a dosa in South, do you think every time mother will go and take a measuring flask and measure every ingredient, salt with how many measuring flasks they will measure? They know by their estimate. Okay, for this much, for 10 people, I need to put, with their hand, they will know that this much onion I have to put, this much dal, this much rice, this much, every ingredient, every masala, every single thing, they just know how to put. They just know how to put and do it exactly. Now in this particular process, I am telling you the kind of onion heap that you are used to seeing, you are not seeing that heap. You have to convert into this much. Some calculation you have to do to arrive at this. So now you understand how difficult it is for people to change, because we don't work with measurement. We work with experience in kitchen. We work with our estimate. We work with our judgment. So it is difficult for us. The moment you change, that recipe will go for a toss. That is one. Second thing is also the perception. Like I'll tell you my grandfather's example. Where my grandfather, when I was small and I used to go to market to buy certain things, and I'm particularly talking about even veg and also for the non-veg thing. If he has to buy something non-veg, he wants it fresh, like the fish actually has to swim somewhere. If the fish is alive, he will pick that and he will prefer that. Similarly, a chicken, he will get it slaughtered in front of him and pack that. He doesn't want to eat anything which is packed. So that is his perception, whether right or wrong. But as a consumer, he doesn't want anything packed. So similarly, when you show this dehydrated onion to your mother or to the grandmother, they will feel, oh, it looks such a rotten, such a dried thing. Onion means fresh. It should be like that moisture, that nice color, but it doesn't look like that. So they will not feel like putting it. They will kind of, I would use that word, hate. I don't want to put it in this dish. So these are the barriers: habit and your perception. But the product, I'm telling you, look at this product. This is fantastic. Even now I'm telling you, for example, tomato. Tomato, you can convert into a puree. Puree is a pure tomato, 100% tomato. But my wife would not prefer to put tomato puree. She will say, no, I want fresh. I want the tomato to be round, which I will myself cut and I will myself put it into the dish. So that's what is the problem. But having said that, I would definitely not say that this product is not a successful product. Maybe this is ahead of time if we are being patient, if we are giving it, hand holding it over a period of time. This will 100% be a successful product, and it is already doing well. All the countries, like for example Germany, they don't have tremendous, they might be good in some science and all that, but it's not that every country is blessed with everything like India has. India is blessed with agricultural resources. Many countries, they don't have tomatoes, they don't have onions. So countries like even Germany, Europe countries, they import onions. In fact, these kind of onions are exported and sent to European and other countries. So if that is happening there, maybe in future it can happen in India. And if this happens, then you all students, the future generation of the country, may be able to. And DJ Academy, I'm so delighted with sir. I'm seeing him and I'm so delighted that he is getting that industry expert. Today I'm talking about marketing. You would have heard similar concepts from HR, from finance, from, I don't know, all the fields. If you take all these learnings and kind of process it and use it into, you will turn out into a great manager for future. And this is how you will, contribute to the country's future and bring India on top. And see, this is what, this is less oil. You can see on the pack, this pack was designed by, when I was there, I designed this. So it is tapering. So like a corner is bent. Here it is written less oil, less effort, less time and less oil. So less effort, less time and less oil. Fantastic product. So in future, you will see. So if you ask me, I will say this is a successful product. I would not say it is not a successful product. Yes, in terms of volumes, it is not big, but everything is not volume. I'll tell you one more story before, I think this is my last slide. Oh, this is the course that you see, I have taken all the things, modules, which is talking from this new development, product development. Then there are other modules because I was asking what I do. So this is what we get, some online courses and this pre-launch courses and things like that. I think my mail ID is here. Other detail I will share. So now what I was talking, so let me close this presentation. I was talking something else, just one thing, and then over to you. How do I do this? So what I was saying, yeah. So I was talking about the new product thing. So new product, basically, it is up to us how we define or declare things. The other thing, which is just slightly moving away from the new product thing, I was talking about the perception thing. Sometimes if you go to a restaurant, see, these are all sales techniques, consumer insight, and this thing. If you go to a restaurant, you are traveling, let's say, to some place. Let's say from Coimbatore, you take a trip to Ooty, very nice place. I have been so many times. I love that place, Ooty. So maybe one day I'll go. I would have visited that place at least 5-7 times with my family. All my daughter's birthday, first birthday, second birthday, third birthday, I was there. So assuming we all go to Ooty for some group work or project work, and there you go to a restaurant and you see the menu. So this is a technique. And assuming you want to have some non-veg dish, because it is easier for me to explain, which is I'm giving this non-veg example. So that first dish is, let's say, egg curry, muttai curry, some 200 rupees, 2 piece. And then the next one is chicken curry, 250 or 270 rupees. Now, what is happening, because of presence of that egg curry rate, you may not buy egg curry, because for, let's say, 200 or 300 rupees, that 2 pieces seems to be very costly. But because that being present, that I told you, that reference point, price reference thing in NPD. So because that being present, it tells you, okay, if chicken, that egg curry is 250 rupees or whatever, then chicken curry at 300 is cheaper. Just by paying 50 rupees more, I am getting a chicken curry. But if that reference was not there, you would have thought that even that is very costly. So that price reference helps you play, and you as a consumer, I'm saying we as a consumer, even me as a consumer, we tend to do like that. It's not that we are forced to, that I only buy economic things or I only buy costly things. It is the way the marketers, the sales people, how they tune us and how they drive our thought towards their, I'm not saying towards their advantage, I'm saying towards their proposition. Because they are selling something, we are also benefited by using that product or service. But how they try to put themselves by putting these kind of things. So with that, I appreciate everyone for being there, and I thank you, every one of you, for listening to me. And I hope this session would add some value to your learning. And with that, over to you, sir. And now any questions, I would be happy to take any questions that we have. And if you miss that, I will share my details. You can also contact me later on also.
Yeah.
So over to
Thank
you.
you. Thank you, Amit. A lot of insights, a lot of examples. Definitely students would have loved it. Can we take a couple of questions, Amit?
Sure, sir. I'm saying that. I would love to take these questions. Whatever I know, within my capacity, I'll try and answer. Whatever I don't know, I'll try to figure out.
Okay. Shiraman, we can make it open to students.
Yes, sir. Students, you all will receive access. You can start asking. You all will receive access to talk. You can unmute and ask.
Yeah, please unmute and ask, because reading actually is problematic for me also.
Yeah,
sir. And also, so I want to see you also. Whoever is asking, please, because I am seeing this screen for a lot of time. It is actually
that's right.
Yes, sir. I'm local.
So put yourself on video, unmute yourself if possible. If you think you can't put your video, no problem. At least unmute and ask.
The access, I don't have any video, so that I can see.
I can hear you. Please go ahead.
Okay.
Sir, my question is the factors which I am going to listing down how will it affect the new product development, sir? Like health consciousness of the people, where the Nestle came into the effect, or when the people telling about the more sustainable product, reducing the greenhouse emission, like that, which are the factors like more sustainable environment. These are some factors how it will be affecting the new product development.
I'm not able to understand. Sriram sir, can you repeat what he is saying?
There are some emerging concepts like people are becoming more health conscious nowadays. That's one thing. The second one, again, people are talking about eco-friendly products or packaging or whatsoever. So his question is how these trends are likely to affect the new product development process.
See, actually, new product development process includes all these things. As in process, nothing has changed. For example, you are learning through an online process because of Corona. Earlier, you are learning through a face-to-face process. I'm just call it a process. You come to a college, you sit in the classroom, and then I can see Sriraman sir doing that need gap. He's sitting in the classroom. So you come to the classroom and you discuss that. So the process, maybe you are sitting here and that is different, but the end thing is same. So in the process, as I said in my example of that spray thing, so you want to put that as a filter. You want to put as that, okay, I have to launch a healthy product or a environment friendly product. Or so that process remains same. You can manufacture an unhealthy product also using the same process or a healthy product. So the process is not doing anything. It is the company's vision and mission, which is what my first definition. It depends on the company's long-term focus, mission, and vision is what is driving. But yes, your question is relevant. So the process will not change, but companies are getting more towards that. That I agree. That more and more companies are moving towards these kind. I'm saying, you have sensed that when I'm saying, I would prefer certain things. I would prefer honesty. I would prefer environment friendly. I would prefer India to be on top. I would prefer agricultural commodities to go up. These are few of the things I would love to see. I would prefer to do that. If you give me a free hand to do this, I will also do these kind of things. But yes, there are different type of people. There are different organizations. The process remains same. Using the same ingredient, you can make a nuclear bomb. Using the same ingredient, you can make electricity. What you want to provide, that is your call. Does this answer your question? Or if there's something else, please ask. Don't keep yourself unsatisfied is what is my request. If it is not answered you, please ask it again. Yeah, go ahead.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
I'm calling from TJ Academy, sir.
Yeah, please go ahead.
My question is, Nestle declared that 60% of its product are not good to eat. Is there any possibility of re-entering the market, sir?
Why? Has it moved out of the market? Has Nestle gone out? No. See, again, when we are saying, has Nestle said that all my products are healthy and only for healthy people? Did they say that? Has Cadbury's mentioned that all my products will make you healthy and fit? No. When you consume a roadside tikki and aloo chaat, you also know that you are eating something for your taste. You also know that it is not healthy. You also know that when you eat lot of fat and oil at home, it is not healthy, but we still eat. I also eat. When you are eating kurkure, who is saying that eating kurkure will make you healthy? They are not saying it is a healthy drink or a healthy product. They are saying this is what we are offering, but I'm not saying it is unhealthy, as in by eating this, you will become sick. It is that this product, I would not say my product, for example, how do I explain? For example, if you drink milk, I can say, okay, drinking milk is healthy. Eating oats is healthy. So there are certain things which is, if I'm selling dhara oil or any oil, So oil is an oil that by in itself, you know that what oil is. If you feel that oil is healthy, then it's your perception. But so that is the that goes with the category. It is not that they are saying that my oil was super healthy and now actually by consuming you realize that it is unhealthy. No, it is not like that. Maggie, but whether it is Maggie, whether it is chocolate, whether it is the kurkure or that snacks, whether all these things, whatever you eat, you know that this is healthy and this is unhealthy. But not this is good or bad. It is not that their products are bad. Their products are tasty, but they have not claimed it to be a healthy product. Maybe see, for example, Nestle milk, that milk, what is that? Milk powder. They also supply milk powder. But milk powder maybe is healthy. I'm not saying, I'm not claiming, I don't know. But I'm assuming if milk powder is pure without anything added, so then milk powder is healthy. So if I see my portfolio, I have 10 items. Milk powder is healthy. Maybe something else. I also am not able to recollect because you asked me. So maybe one or two things more are there. I think that Milkmaid is also healthy. Maybe some I have baby foods which are healthy. So I have 5-6 items which are healthy, and I have another 10 items which are tasty. So healthy and tasty. So the tasty part might not be healthy, and the healthy part might not be tasty also. Oats might not be tasty, but it is healthy. So it's like that. But it's not that I think it is being, that's my perception, it is being misunderstood more than what they're saying. They never said that by eating Nestle products you will become healthier. Did they say like that? By drinking any cold drink you will become healthy? No, it only tastes. They are true to their tasting, their taste remains good. That is my take. I'm also not an expert, but that's what I feel. Yeah. Does it answer your question? Are you satisfied with that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anyone is not satisfied, please see, this is your learning thing. Never accept a thing which you are not convinced on, because that's for your learning. Next question.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So this is Kripa from first year MBA. So my question is the design as an important criteria for new product development?
Is what?
Design.
Is design is important criteria for new product development?
Okay, very good question. And and I'm saying everyone should ask something, whatever is coming to their mind. That's how we learn. So good question. Yeah, design, everything is important. As I said, it's not one thing which actually helps. So if you are designing, even I'm saying non-FMCG also, assuming you design a car, the design is very good, but the performance is not good. It might not work. And I have learned while I was working, kind of working as in I was like trying to understand this. When you buy certain things, it's not that if you add all the best of everything, it will do well. For example, you buy an assembled desktop, and this is what I experienced when I as a consumer purchased long time back. I'm saying long time back when we had only desktops. So I purchased something for myself. Okay, so there's no laptop at that point. It would be, there would be there, but not affordable for people like me during those days. So I purchased one desktop. So I went to market. Obviously, it was not a branded one. I went to this vendor. I asked him, and I am not a technical guy. So those days, it was like Pentium 100 to I don't know some name, which processor, which CPU. This I told him, put best of everything, best processor, best CPU, whatever motherboard, everything, whatever you know, put best, and give me the cost. By adding everything also, it was cheaper than the branded PC, that whatever compact was available at that point of time, compact Presario. So I said, very good, I purchased it. But I realized if things are not working in tandem, if they are not working together in tandem together, then the performance doesn't, you don't get that optimum performance. For example, you buy a Maruti 800 car, but you put a tire of some Ferrari. Will this car work? Though the tire is good, but the problem is not with tire, because that car is optimized for certain weight, certain kind of tire, certain kind of load. If there is a mismatch, that might not work. So similarly, design is important. But if you ask me only design, no, that is not there. Everything has to fit together to give the performance. Does it answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, no. Location, sir, sir, I'm audible, sir.
Lokeshwaran, please check your network.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Right now, yeah.
Tell me.
Sir, am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible.
Sir, my question is, how the influence are going to impact the new product launches. I want to compare the case here, sir. For example, whereas the Nestle 60% of
product. What is going to impact? How?
Influencers.
Influencers.
Okay, influencers. Okay, now
Yes,
repeat the question. How?
Sir, for example, the Nestle 60% unhealthy product report does not make big news around the common people, but whereas the Ronaldo moving the Coca-Cola bottle has made the many impact around the common man. So, what your opinion on this kind of influencer? Like also the Elon Musk, who is impacting the Bitcoin cryptocurrency ecosystems like that. What your opinion on this kinds of influences?
See, in this product cycle, good question, very good question. And with the questions, I can judge that the students are kind of brilliant. So when you launch a product, again, I'm saying, think yourself as consumer. You also have consumed Coke. It's not that you have not consumed Coke. And now listen to my answer. When you try something new for the first time, influencers will help you. Obviously, even post-launch also, they help you form an opinion. But after a certain point of time, it only makes it relevant, but that perception doesn't change. For example, you would have heard 1,000 times from your parents also, don't drink Coke. But have you stopped drinking Coke? You still drink Coke. You still drink. I'm saying who drinks will drink Coke. On the cigarette pack, the authorities have made such a big ugly face. Tobacco kills, and such a ugly face. Have you seen any brand with such an ugly face on the pack? Such a ugly face, but still it sells. Information is given to the consumer that, or the user, that this is not good. But do you think cigarette sales is like gone down the drain and now it is like struggling? It is not. So what has happened, that Ronaldo case that you have picked, that is very nice. Ronaldo and this Nestle, and you're trying to link that is a good thing. As a student, we should try and link. That's what creates curiosity. So what is that Ronaldo case is market valuation. So the brand valuation has gone, not that sales has gone down in that instance. So brand valuation is another subject which is sum total of many things. So what happens, I perceive this brand to be very big. But if you do something wrong, or if that brand does something wrong, or if it is something goes against the brand, that value comes down. That now people are not so, they don't see that brand as, so when a company buys another organization or a brand, they see the brand value also, that by buying this, the brand has so much of value. Value means it is able to retain so many things from market. So if I'm buying it, the brand has a value. So that valuation has gone down. Then over a period of time, it will come back also again. So Nestle, I think a couple of years back, there was some issue of that Maggie issue was there 2-3 years back.
Yeah.
It was taken out of shelf, entire country. So has Maggie gone out of India? Now the entire country is not eating Maggie and it is vanished. Still, if I go to Koyam OT, I am sure I'll see that that Maggie stalls and that OT, this thing. So that is, it valuation goes down. It tells again the people that it is not healthy. Somebody is not eating or drinking something. It tells you that. The message is clear. But doing that or not doing that depends on consumer. Another example I'll give you. During this corona, the government and authorities have spoken so loudly, wear mask, use the social distancing, hand sanitizing, all that thing. Even if you walk out after this discussion outside this classroom, you'll see many people without mask outside on road. So it creates a perception, but following and not following, doing and not doing depends on the end user. If the end user continues to buy Nestle products, the sales will continue to happen. Coke will continue to sell. Even Coke comes and says my products are not unhealthy, are unhealthy. Still, if people, like the cigarette example, such a big thing is written on pack, but still people are buying. So it helps to create that. But yes, that is a market valuation has gone down. I will like sometimes you would read that like because of share market, some people, billionaires have lost so much of value for some time or some days. Again, so these keeps going up and down. But to the end consumer, yes, it depends on consumer, and that's the power of the brand. If the brand is so powerful, it comes back again. But good question. Good that you're trying to link 2-3 different concepts. Does it answer you, or it is still you want to get some more clarification on that?
Yes, sir. I get it.
Tell me. You want to ask?
No, sir. No, sir.
It's okay. You're satisfied with the answer?
Yeah. Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Thank you. Any other question?
So good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, Mahalingam. Go ahead.
So sorry, sir, for the last time interruption. I mistakenly on the mic.
No problem. We all are human. These things happen. I wouldn't realize who has done it.
Okay,
No
sir. I have two questions, sir. One is that related with the question a person asked before. So how important is the packing of the product? When you're going to launch the product, do you want that design to be at best, or like let us do economically first, then we will design later at the best?
Okay, so let me answer the first question first, then we'll come to the second one. So this is the first question, no, on the packaging.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very good. Another good question. So actually, see, packaging, actually, I would love to take some detailed session on that also later on, because packaging is another ocean. So what happened? Why do we do packaging? But very good question. I'll try to answer it very briefly. Packaging earlier, let's go a few decades back. The packaging started just to contain the product. Okay. So you want to sell rice. So rice is kept in a polythene and then just seal it. So that is the pack. Originally it started with that, just to make it simple. But then over a period of time, there's so many, packaging is very, very important, plays a very important role in brand sales and brand performance. I'll tell you why. So packaging does a lot of function. The first thing is obviously branding. That is, so it does branding and declaration. Second thing is it helps to enhance the shelf life of the product. So otherwise, without the packaging, if the product will last, let's say a few days, with packaging, it may last maybe for a few years or a few months. Third thing is it makes the product accessible in either off season or to a place where it is not available. I'll give you my example from my this thing. For example, Safal has frozen peas. You would have seen Safal frozen peas in your market also. Now frozen, the peas are, the fresh crop is available from somewhere in December to, let's say, till March or early March, till that 3-4 months. That crop is available only for 3-4 months, that few months. And it is a perishable product. So if you leave it open, it will not. So by freezing it is a process. By freezing as a process, onion example I give you, dehydration, removing the water. This is freezing. So by freezing that, you make it stay for 1 year or longer than that. Similarly, you would have seen many that canned food which comes from some country, some unique fruit or unique something. So that has a longer shelf life because it is because of the packaging. So packaging is a barrier which actually helps the product last longer. This is another benefit. So fourth benefit is that it also helps sell out from the store. If you are particularly talking about the modern trade or the self-display stores, you'll see some 20-30 products displayed. Sometimes you'll realize that the few products are so good looking, you are attracted towards the product. Just by looking at it, they are not talking to you, they are not speaking, but still they are kind of, in a way, they are pulling towards you, they are pulling you towards them, and you tend to pick them up. So it creates that, their own visibility in store. They speak on their own. So these are so many benefits. Other than that, as I was giving in my example, sometimes packaging also works as a dispenser. Like for example, when I was small, my grandmother purchased so many Horlicks packs just because it came in a jug. That there used to be, can you see this bottle? There was a jug handle. So that point of time, there was some promotion. So I remember that it came in a jug kind of a thing, glass jug, flask. So my grandmother was very happy. She purchased 5 jugs. I don't know why, but she purchased that glass container. So that made her buy. Just think from the company's perspective. I have seen, like Good Day had given promotion of that bowl, glass bowls. So people are buying, some people are buying cups and plates just to make that set of 6, whatever, set of 6 cup or set of 6 bowls, and they buy multiple packs. So they do that. So even that is doing that. So packaging, so this example is a promotion example. So, but the earlier one, packaging itself works as like dispensing. You have 2 packs. In one pack, another example I'll tell you. As I said, I do cooking. So when I started cooking, I use ginger garlic paste. And this is as a consumer I'm saying. I use ginger garlic paste. But I don't want to kind of spend my time in grinding and doing that also I do, but mostly I prefer not to do that. So I buy the paste packs. So there are few brands available in market, which I had to, cut and use. Now, if I buy bigger pack, I leave it in fridge, the fridge smells. And see, I'm talking as a consumer pain area. So this fridge stinks and I can't leave it in open because this is very hot. So then it is a pain point for me. The other brand, Smith & Jones, what is the brand? I'm forgetting that, the yellow color thing. Capital Foods, yeah, Smith & Jones, yeah, Capital Foods. So that comes with a cap. Now everything is coming with a cap. It comes with a cap. So now it is easy. I take this ginger garlic paste, I open the cap, I pour whatever I want, again put the cap and I put it in the fridge. Fridge is not stinking. I am able to reuse this. How this is happening? Because of that packaging innovation. The packaging, now this packaging comes with a cap. This small investment is helping me buy this particular brand. So even that, so packaging plays a major role in making the consumer happy. I have given so many points. There are many more. So actually it plays very, very important role. Now, when you're saying whether it should be cheap or whether it should be premium or something like that, depending on what product you are selling. Because if you are selling something which is very, very economical product, for example, you are selling that mainly the price point things, like for example, 5 rupees biscuit. The round price point thing sells a lot in rural markets. So if you go and sell something like 11 rupees biscuit in rural, it might not work. If you're selling 10 rupees biscuit in rural, it will work. So if you're doing something for those markets, particularly where people are not aggregating things or credit card, they share the credit card, 1,100, 2 rupees, so that exact change can be charged, then it will work. But in rural market, when people are buying exact things, then you need those exact price point products. And then you will need economical products also. So depending on market, depending on product, depending on who the user is, depending on how it is going to be used, you have to decide. So I can't say that economical pack is bad, but yes, being economical and looking cheap are 2 different things. Your pack should not look cheap even in rural market. Even if it is a cost-effective pricing, even if it is economical. For example, look at this Shuffle pack, that Shuffle frozen peas pack. It is not a very big thing. It's not that it comes in a tin or a hardboard or some very classy definition. It's just a thin film. But you may not feel that it is not looking good to the consumer. The branding, what is that? The definition of packaging is all good, but it is economical. So being economical and being cheap are 2 different things. We should not be cheap in any markets, but we should be economical in the price-sensitive markets and price-sensitive products. And if it is a premium product or a niche product, then you should go for good kind of packaging. Does it answer your question?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. That was a very nice explanation.
Thank you so much. Next question.
So next question is, suppose X brand, for some reason, they have lost their customer trust.
Some brand has lost the customer trust.
So how to regain back the trust with the help of the product?
So you are saying somebody has lost the trust, how to regain the trust?
Yes, sir. As a consumer point of view, I'm asking, sir. And as a organization point of view, what we should do to regain the trust and how to boost up the sales?
So good question, but tell me how it is a NPT question, but I'll answer your question. It is a good question. So see, trust is a relation. Again, when I'm talking to you, don't think of something subject matter or codes or some hard facts that you've studied. Think you would have read so many big, industry speakers, they would have spoken about make it simple. Simple things actually work. So when I'm saying trust, don't think of brand, market, and all the theory books. Think of yourself as a person. You trust few people who are around you, and you might not trust somebody who is around you. Why you trust? Not for one reason. You trust the person for so many reasons. Your friend, your parents, or whomsoever you trust them for so many reasons. So because of so many things has happened in your life, which has made you kind of trust that person, and hence you trust that. So similarly, if an organization is losing the trust, that is a very big thing. That happens mostly, what I have seen, when you say something and when you do something else, which is like a line in a way. That's what people, if I trust a particular ice cream and they're saying that my ice cream is healthy, very healthy, and I have put this, but if you realize that actually they are not doing it, so you don't trust that. So if you have lost trust, that is a very big thing, and it may not come only because of new product. New product is a success or a failure. For example, I launch a new product, but you didn't like the taste, so it's not losing trust. You didn't like the product, okay, I try to do something. All the big organization or big companies also fail, but they come back with the improved version. Anything, even car or mobile or anything, that's not so much of losing trust. Losing trust mainly comes from something very core to us. So a company has lied or not done something which they committed, then that will actually make it bad. Now, how to win that? To do that, you will have to obviously, first of all, see, I'm not an industry expert, and since this is not a NPT question, I will tell you what I feel is right. So what I feel, if you have got into something wrong, first thing is you should admit. Because by admitting, we all know everybody makes mistake. If you have done it, if you make things very clear, even the consumers would realize. And there are many examples in past where companies had done something wrong and they came up front and they admitted that something has gone wrong and we'll correct it. You would have seen many launches, especially in automobiles or anything, they have recalled the brand, recalled the products. They launched something, there's something called product recall. They launched something, they realized that it is not good for the consumers. They recalled it. So by recalling, they said that something is not wrong, something is wrong in this. They recalled it. Now the consumer trust will even go up. That even without me complaining, you are telling me it is not fit for me, and you are trying to help me in giving the correct thing. So those things you will have to, which wins consumers, what do you call it? The consumers liking. Again, you are a brand. So like you can think the things which you appreciate and the things you don't appreciate. So similarly, the brand has to follow that. They have to correct their promises. They have to correct their products. They have to correct the way they deal with consumers. Sometimes the companies are not very, good in when they deal with consumers. If the consumers are not happy with the services, products are good, but services are not good. So that are there. So whatever is there, whatever is playing the role of dissatisfaction has to be corrected. But the trust is a very big thing. That I would not say is a very small thing. Like the small things would impact the trust. Trust is like very core to a individual or to the brand. That is a big thing, and that has gone wrong. That something major has gone wrong. That's what I feel. Losing on trust is a big thing. Does it answer your question? Is it
Yes,
what
sir,
you're
yes,
asking?
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Yeah, one last question. Can we take it up? Please.
Sir, how is the small food businesses use this NPD process to increase the success rate of the new products, sir? So is there any other approach for the small businesses to launch the new products, sir?
Amit, you are on mute.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, Amit.
So you are asking basically that how the small organizations are using this NPD process. Is it what you're asking?
Yes, sir.
No. So that's the problem. That's why I'm trying to do this training and teaching and learning this thing that many are not following, and which is why it is a big failure. What happens sometimes? So maybe, for example, I'll tell you, when I started my work experience. So whichever company I was working, I learned what was there in that organization. But what doesn't exist, neither you know, nor you know that you should know that. For example, when I was working in Lotte, we had only Nielsen. Nielsen is a retail market measure, so it measures the market this thing. But it did not have at that point of time IMRB, household panel. So neither I was aware nor I knew what to do with that. So obviously I was not aware. So I was not even aware. So how will you know what you should be aware of if you have not even heard of something? So I knew only Nielsen. But then that throws a lot of other insights about the consumer, and like that there are so many other tools like this IMRP. There's so many things. So if you have not heard about them, you don't even know. So what happens many times? People who are working there, they are confined to this only information. So what happens in that small organization when they work? They will have 5-6 people. What they feel: sales, main stakeholder; marketing, main stakeholder; R&D is the manufacturer. I'm talking about anything which is edible product, food product. So they will sit together. They will do I have worked the market. I know everything. I have met so many people. I am telling you, we should launch this. They will debate like this. They will come with some 5-4 versions, options, and more or less they will go ahead. Or sometimes if they have to do consumer work, how consumer work is done, they will go to their society. Everybody will go and talk to 5 friends and 5 relatives. So they have feedback from 30 people, and that they will take what, but they don't realize that 30 people are not the core consumers. So example, you are selling chocolate, but you spoke to all grandfathers, and all grandfathers said that chocolate is bad because obviously they don't like chocolate. So will you come and say that product is a failure? And that is what is happening. Failure side also and success side also. It is just the vice versa. You are launching something for sugarless chocolate for adults, and you took the samples to the kids, and the kids said it is a tasteless product, I don't want it, and then you didn't do this project. So if you do wrong things, so obviously, we don't know this how to do. We don't know how to do this entire process. If you don't know something, how will you know what has to be done? So that is a big challenge. And my whole objective of coming and telling this to, when I was talking to Narayan sir, when we spoke about this, that this is the thought. When I tell you this, you might not have done NPD now, but at least you will know slowly and slowly this is how things happen. And then you will be curious enough to figure out the other. I have only told you the portion of the initial part, which is only the idea part. There's so many like concept and all these things. So when you get to learn of all these concepts, then you know, and these things can be applied in other places also. So then the small, and which is why these brands fail. When we say it doesn't work, it is because, but then another question, I'm adding another question on your behalf. Does that means that every organization who is following this step is successful? No. Even then the answer is no, but the failure rate is much lower. But why even then there is a failure? There is a failure because there are many reasons. Customer preferences changes. Sometimes time also is different. For example, something was different before COVID, and post-COVID, the situation has changed. So things change over a period of time, and there are many factors which actually impacts this thing. So which is why it is there. So answering your question, small organization, most of them, they don't follow the process, but I would say they should follow the process to make their product successful.
Thank you, sir. It's almost more than 3 hours. He joined 10.
I have told this to Narayan sir that is the only, and you know, this has happened after I have reduced this to almost 50%.
Oh my God.
Okay.
50% of the first section. 50% no, not the NPD. NPD is a big one. Only the first section I reduced because I knew that it will go beyond. I have told again and again, sir, at least 2 hours.
Yeah. That's right.
I knew it will happen, but I'm okay. I can take few more questions because the entire effort is wasted if students go dissatisfied. So I'm okay. I have no problem. It is slightly hot. I'm okay with that. So I can answer. I'm okay.
Students, do you have any other questions? Probably we can take up 1 or 2 questions. before wrapping it up?
Students?
Okay, then we will wrap it up.
Wrap it up, sir.
Okay. Yeah.
Great energy, sir. It was fantastic listening to you. Lot of live examples, many things you could recollect as a consumer also when you visit a shop. Thank you for that. And now let me invite Lokeshwaran, our final MBA student, to propose the vote of thanks.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to thank Mr. Amit Kumar, founder Akshanova, Farmer BGM, Corporate Marketing, Mother Dairy Fruit and Vegetable Private Limited, Noida, for your insights in today's Corporate Connect topic, new product development in FMCG industry. I once again thank you, sir, for spending your valuable time with us. And I also like to thank our beloved director, Dr. A.G.V. Narayanan, and Chief Executive Captain Senthil Kumar, faculty members and students of BJAMB, and also other participants from various institutions and organizations for your participation in today's Corporate Connect program. And we also request all participants here to follow the COVID-related protocols and also insist others to do so that we can fight this pandemic together. Thank you all. Have a great and healthy life.
Thank you. That was such a nice thing. And I would also like to thank everyone, all the students for, bearing us for this extended session. I sincerely thank Narayanan sir and Sriraman sir, everyone out there. And one more thing, I started with that. I want to end with that. You should consider yourself lucky that like Narayanan sir and the organization, the DJ Academy is taking so much effort in putting it. I am telling you, see, you can take feedback from people who are experienced or you can leave it. It is up to you because you will face this thing. Because I said in my example that I didn't knew of many things when I started. I don't even know what to know. I'm telling you, do you know what you should know? So you don't know what else to know. So because of these sessions, and I'm not saying only from marketing perspective, I'm saying for all the other schemes, whether it is HR or finance or whatever it is, if the people are coming and sharing their experiences, it is for your benefit. The company, I'm saying DJ Academy and professors are taking so much effort. Narayanan sir even ensured that I should do some trial session yesterday to ensure that things goes right. He is taking, Sriman sir was online yesterday with me. Just to the people, the professors, the teacher are taking so much pain just to ensure that the students are benefited. And it is so nice. And if you do this sincerely, please sit with your notebook and whatever, any session, write your questions, put the thought, do your correlation with whatever you have read in your theory sessions, do a correlation, get confused. Getting confused is good at this stage. Ask more questions, probe things. If you do this, I'll tell you, you will be able to do very well in your this thing. And one more thing, one more tip before I leave, I'll tell you. When you sit in interview sessions, don't sit just because 2 days back I was having another session and this thing came and I was telling them, so I thought this is another burning question with people asking regarding interview preparation. So if interviews are happening, let's say in December or Jan, don't plan that I have to just go and sit with my resume and my this thing and answer some questions. If you go with that, it might not work. Why? I'm telling you. If we have 2 minutes, I'll just highlight this, whatever I've said. Sir, we have 2 minutes, 2-3 minutes.
Yeah, please go.
So what happens? Think from our perspective. Like for example, when I was recruiting people for I can talk about my division, so marketing. So I get, let's say from one academy, I get 5 resumes. I get some 20 resumes from 4-5 academies. It is not possible for me to go through those 20 resumes. Number one. Number two, all the resumes are identical. I'm going to tell you what you are going to write in your December resume. You all are hardworking. You all have good communication skills. You all have leadership skills. You all have done certain projects which you have been acknowledged. So now if all of you are going to write the same 5 things, tell me, and this is from DJ Academy. Similarly, I would get from other academies also. Tell me, how am I going to choose one person from this list? So it is difficult. So you will have to figure out a way to market yourself. Marketing is not about marketing a brand. So that, and again, maybe if we get time, we'll connect later on and we'll tell what, but the core thing is, don't get into the discussion mode that I have to sit and the person will ask and I will answer. If you get into that, you will be in trouble. I'm saying, I'm not trying to threaten you, but I'm trying to warn you, because I have also, whatever I'm saying is coming from my own experience. Not only I have taken this kind of interview, I have faced this kind of interview. In some interviews, the interviewer, after asking me, was looking like this, here, there, here. He is not even paying attention to me, purposefully distracting people. Sometimes they will ask you rude questions. Why the hell I should take you? You have not done anything. Why should I take you? The moment they are saying this, they are trying to put you off guard.
Yeah.
Then they see what you do. Or they will ask some very random question which is not related to your core. So for example, I'll tell you how many people are there, how many youth are there, and you are getting into marketing. So tell me how many youth are there in Coimbatore? And what is their profile? Have you tried to study it? What are you doing? What did you do in free time? They will try to put it. So don't go with this kind of this thing, I will go and sit. The better way is you plan a leading question. Leading question as in, like, for example, if I tell you, I'll tell you in simple terms. If in a discussion, I'll tell you, you know, I came to know about something, but leave it. I will tell you later on. What will you do? You will ask what you know. In a friend conversation, this happens. So this is a leading question. The moment you throw something and then you leave it, the person will ask. Interview has no question because he is asking the same question for so many people. The moment you say something, the person will ask. For example, in our reference, what we did today, assuming you say, I know about NPD, you don't have to boast. There are other things, but assuming this NPD discussion comes in your discussion, then the person will ask, okay, you know about NPD, what? So now you have put a leading, you have planted something in that thing. Because of looking at thing, that the person will tend to ask something on that. If the person is asking on something you know, then you are bringing the person in your territory. The territory you are assuming you're strong in sales. And if you talk something about sales, but leave it open-ended, then the person, okay, you have done sales, tell me what you have done in sales. Then they will get into your territory, and then they will ask where you are already strong. So then your chances are better. But if you leave it like, I'm just going to sit, I'll put the paper and I will sit, the person will ask anything. How many people are there in Coimbatore? Now you don't know that. Not only you don't know that question, that moment when you don't answer one question, you tend 1,000 things. Oh my God, there's job crisis in market. I'm sitting for the interview and I'm not able to handle this interview properly. Oh, I'm losing the chance. You demean yourself so much during that interview that whatever little chance was there, that also is gone. Don't put yourself down. Nobody is down. I have worked with so many people. It doesn't matter who you are or from where you are. Everyone has equal chance and equal right to go and succeed in any organization. I myself was born and brought up in very small place in Patna in Bihar. My parents they can't talk 2 words on English. My grandmother is illiterate. So there's so many things. But that doesn't mean that we can't grow. We can't do things. You can do things. Don't put yourself down. Put yourself up. Everybody has equal chance. Often we lose because of our own act, not because of others. We lose job opportunities, we lose any other opportunities because of our own thing. So please keep in mind, don't go and sit to answer question. Prepare to put that person into a asking mode and bring him to your territory. And then you will do very well. Yes.